And welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
You just waited for me to stop talking before you pressed the button.
Hey, we made it.
Yes, I did.
Making your Wednesdays even better.
Yeah.
Oh.
Actually,
Wait a
probably
second.
listen to this on a Thursday.
Probably Thursday or Friday because
Yeah.
it's already 6 o'clock on Wednesday night, and I haven't, done
maybe just the
anything
tech
for-
mommy's going to download this like
for-
immediately and
Yeah.
have a good Wednesday night.
and the tech daddies.
And the tech daddies.
Yep.
I blame life, frankly, and communism.
Yeah, it happens.
Communism works.
We don't usually like putting an episode out this late in the week, but things happen. So here we are coming at you 2 weeks later. Well, 2 weeks and some days later.
2 days.
But
for us, it's been 3.5 weeks.
That's true because we recorded the last one early because somebody had to go on a business trip.
That was you, Tony.
Oh yeah, that was me.
Ooh, Mr. Humblebrag.
But don't
I'm
try
important
to-
enough to go on a business trip.
Don't try to break into his house, though. He's got more cameras than the Pentagon.
I flipped off your ring today. Did you see it?
No, I missed it.
Oh, okay.
I was busy.
I didn't push the button. I didn't know if it was just... Is it motion censored as well?
Yes.
Or do
Yeah,
you have
both.
to... Okay, because you've got the bird on there waiting for you.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It did record it. I'm sure. So
if
it'll
you
be there.
if you wanted that, you could go get that and tweet it or something.
I might just do that. On that note, Owen, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hey, I'm Owen. You can follow me on Twitter at TechNoan. You can see some interesting things there. I've recently been actually adding followers on Twitter myself. Yeah, I usually have that outsourced, but I've been following a lot of people that I find myself personally interesting. So you can get on there and check it out. I've also been weeding out, some of the porn accounts,
Undesirables.
So, yeah, I have not done that in a while.
They're people, too.
No, I think a lot of them are bots.
Yeah,
Except
those
the bots.
Anyway,
I follow you, Owen.
there was quite a few of the weeding out of accounts, but don't worry, I won't weed you out as long as you. I look for two things: an interesting, what's the title at the top?
Tick?
Description.
Oh,
Description,
Yeah,
of
description.
yourself, and whether or not you are. You sound like a douche.
Riveting.
Yeah,
It's sometimes hard to tell, though, in a few tweets if you're a douche or not.
I know, but I give it
Would
my
you-
best prejudice that I can.
Would you give me classic douchey tweet?
So the classic douche tweet is the one that is just, I don't know, it's more of the marketers. Does that make sense?
Dude, I'm a marketer. What do you
Yeah.
mean? Wait, what?
I think I know what he's saying.
It's the marketers that are like,
Exactly.
I can make you better. Let me be you online.
So you don't want to follow self-help people?
Yeah, that's I
Really?
ban them.
I feel like the douchey tweets is like here's a picture of my poop. A lot of times I bleed. Right?
I would ban that for the content.
What?
Oh, okay.
But
I feel like that's fair. Never mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, there's an image in my head I can't get out.
I don't think I would. I mean, unless they're online bully, I really have a strong stance against that.
Fair enough. Okay,
But,
I can see that.
But I don't dig into people. I don't care about people enough to dig in their tweets to see if they're actually online bullying. So it's kind of a strange word. I could actually have followers that are online bullies, and I wouldn't know because I'm lazy.
Stop following Owen, you bullies.
Yeah. Well, if
Do
you
you
could
get bullied online a lot?
not online, I did as a child quite frequently. So
Offline as a child.
offline. I am in a lot. Are you? Maybe not you. But
Why
maybe
not me?
because you're younger. But I live in this world where I have this. I remember a childhood very analog. No
Yep.
internet. Zero internet.
Yep.
No Nintendo. No nothing. Like the Atari was it, and we didn't have one. My dad bought one, and then my brother broke it. So
You jerk.
I remember like a very analog.
How did he break it? Those things were built like a tank.
He's a kid. He's a toddler or something. I don't know.
Oh, fair
Hope you're
enough.
listening, jerk.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I come from the duality of analog and now digital, and so
Me too.
yeah.
Me three.
James doesn't remember not having the internet, do you?
I learned how to type from MSN Messenger.
See?
I learned that the other day.
See?
I learned how to type more.
You
in
learned how to type the other day
1
on MSN
month.
Messenger? That's what it sounds like you're saying.
Why did you use MSN Messenger a few days ago and learn to type?
How is this the thing that you guys are choosing to troll? Like,
Because
Fair.
We were bullied.
Owen has ruled it as fair.
Does that count if I'm in the joke?
No.
Is that a bias?
No.
Keep playing.
Okay, keep playing. That ball is fair.
That's such a lame thing.
All right. All
Anyway,
right.
sorry. All right, Jaron, go.
Hey, I'm Jaren. You could follow me on Twitter at Jaren. I've been playing some games lately.
What have you been playing?
Mario Odyssey, for one.
I have been seeing you online, the little like blink online.
Yep, I've been blinking online.
I've
been blinking a lot.
They really got to add some kind of like texting or chat option so I can shoot you a message or something.
That would be cool. And since the Switch is touchsering with an on-screen keyboard, wouldn't be
They
that
could
would
just
be
do it
half
like
bad.
a cell phone.
It'd be so much
that'd be
easier than
Yeah.
sending a message over Xbox.
Well, let's be honest. Nintendo could do a lot of things to make their online experience better.
Truth.
What online experience?
My point, yes.
I guess we can save some thoughts for later on in the show for that.
Yep.
But I've also been playing. I finished playing, in fact, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Ooh.
That game has an awesome last level. Because
Did you finally finish that game?
Yeah, I
'Cause
did.
The last like several times you've been mentioning.
Yeah, because
games.
I play like 2 hours a week, in general, video games. This last week was a bit more than average. The last level, though, it was really cool. You know how Uncharted is known for like its big set pieces and really
Is
cool
this gonna
action
be a spoiler
sequences?
alert thing?
No, but the last level, it was an awesome setting and the action was awesome. It ended very, very well. I liked it.
Cool.
Good game. A little bit of Horizon Zero Dawn as well, getting back into that. You know what I haven't been playing, though? The Xbox, even though I own a One X now, but we could get into that later as well.
We're going to talk about that.
Are you one of those kids that just wants it to have it, to hold it close? You need you're like Gollum with Precious. You want to be in? Is that your way of feeling included?
I think my wife would say yes,
think
I'd probably say yes, too.
I think I would say yes as well.
But he gets them for such good prices that his wife can't complain.
Yeah, I sold my One S
Yeah.
for $180.
Yeah.
He doesn't want the price to go over his head. Fair.
Fair. That's
You can't call
inbound.
fair for yourself.
That's
That's
inbound.
Owen got to.
Yep.
Wait, it's because I'm short.
That was a short joke.
That was
Yeah.
a short
Yep.
joke.
We're gonna let that
Got
play.
it.
Well, let me introduce myself. Are you done? Sorry, did I cut you
Now
off?
I am. Sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, whatever.
What's up, guys? This is James. You can find me on Twitter at JDD Jensen. JDD is for ADD, or you can catch me on Xbox at Funeral Taters. That's Funeral Space Taters. However, I haven't been playing so much Xbox lately as I have been my Switch, which I love with my whole heart. I've been playing a buttload of Mario Rabbids. Rabbids.
Yeah.
Lately,
Rabbids.
and I just bought Rocket League. I've gotten to play one whole match.
Woo!
Game looks like garbage on the Switch, but it plays awesomely.
I disagree.
You don't really?
When you said it looked like garbage and I picked it up, it didn't look as garbagey as you told me it would.
Maybe I set the standard low, so when
I
you
think
got
you
into it, you're like, oh, okay.
It still looks like Rocket League, and it's not like the visuals are too pared down. It's a little soft looking, but it's not bad.
For me, you can tell around the car. Like the background, you can't really tell, but once you like really start focusing on the car, it looks really pixelated to me.
It probably looked pretty bad docked, but on portable mode, it didn't look too bad to me.
You can catch me on my on here at the Gadget Spot, obviously, or on my YouTube channel on RDPOV. That's Red Devil Point of View, where I do skits and challenges. And this last week we did a challenge where we try to guess what sugar-free food and sugared food, like if we can guess the difference between the two.
That was a very good video.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I edited that one. In 2 weeks, we have a Lego and Eggo video that's coming out where we literally cover the soundstage floor with Legos, and we blindfold the person, and we spread Eggo waffles over the floor, and they have to find them.
That
Barefoot.
sounds painful.
It was.
Oh my goodness.
And we may or may not have played a trick on one of the hosts of that show.
Sounds like you played a trick on one of the hosts of that show.
Oh, also, we got a host. His name is Tony.
Hey, check me out on Twitter if you want, at QuadTTony. I'm always here on the Gadget Spot or on the Geek Show podcast. Yep.
What have you been playing lately, Tony?
Video games. So
Oh, that's what you've been playing.
in between your minor going crazy because of all this crypto craziness,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, we'll hit on that briefly, I think, because what's an episode without cryptocurrency update?
I
A
got
good
my-
one.
I
That's
got-
what.
I got my stab in. So
Everything's up today.
yep, we can talk about that too.
I've been playing on the Scorpio. I pulled out Titanfall 2 again to play some multiplayer.
I like how you just like casually put it in there, like I got a Scorpio.
Well, yeah,
That's what his is. Let's just call everybody else is going to have to call theirs the Xbox One X.
mine's the Scorpio.
Like
But-
an idiot.
Hey, mine too.
You'll be able to call yours the Scorpio. Jaren, we won't allow that.
No,
but
no, no.
you.
No, come on.
Thank you,
Nope.
Thank you, Owen. And Titanfall 2 looks they patched it twice now, and
Really?
it looks pretty good now. The first patch was kind of poopy.
I
But,
totally thought that game looked good until you told me it was the Source engine, and now I'm starting to see all the flaws in it.
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
buy Destiny 2 on your
So I got
PC?
I do have it on PC.
Okay.
I haven't played that a whole lot, but good news. I'm on that front because Nvidia just released
Yeah.
a patch today that increased the performance by like 40 to 50%.
It's supposed to be ridiculous.
Destiny 2?
For Destiny
They've-
2.
Yeah,
Specifically?
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Does
don't-
NVIDIA normally get that for specific games?
Well, they put out almost every big release. They put out a game. They call it Game Ready driver.
Right.
And they did one already for Destiny, and it ran really good. I was pleased with how it was running, and everyone online seemed to be as well.
All right. You're kind of talking to the person that doesn't know a lot about the stuff, but is about to dive into this whole world. Does that automatically switch when you turn on Destiny, or is that something that you have to like go into your graphics card, turn that on, and then start up Destiny?
No, the driver update is just a new driver for your graphics card, and it covers everything, the whole computer.
Okay.
Everything is updated that's attached to your graphics card.
Cool.
Because it updates the graphics card.
That
specifically.
concerns me because I went
So-
I saw that and I was like, whoa, what if that updated driver will help me? Because I don't do the gaming, but I do the other part of that.
I have yet to see a driver update help any of my crypto mining.
Yeah. In fact, I'm still on an older driver that because I'm too afraid to move because
Yeah.
I've heard horror stories.
The crazy thing about this driver update for Destiny 2, though, it's the second release they've had that has kind of been had a Destiny-specific upgrade in it with the driver. It increased the performance by anywhere from 30 to 50%, depending on the card you have.
So weren't you maxed out at 60 frames per second anyway?
I was. But now I'm going to be even more maxed out.
I hope,
Awesome.
I hope that
Maxi
game
max.
treats you
Yeah.
better than it treated me.
I
That's
hope
all
so,
I'm
too.
saying.
Destiny 2? I didn't know you got Destiny 2.
I got Destiny 1,
Better
and
than the first one treated him.
I promised myself with that game that like I had to draw a hard line in the sand. You know what I mean? It's like when you go gambling in Vegas, you got to draw a hard line. Like I will spend up to this much money, and then if whatever. But like Destiny is one of those games. Like I had a good time with it, but I just spent too much money, and I didn't. It got to the point where I wasn't having a good enough time, and
I really like Destiny 2, but I'm going to wait till the HDR update comes out in early December before I start playing it again.
Yeah. And then the other one I've been playing I just beat a game, though, and I can't remember what it was.
Wolfenstein?
No, I haven't beat that one yet. I was going to say, I started playing Wolfenstein.
How long is that game?
I started playing Wolfenstein after I finished the other game that I can't think of. Prey. I finished Prey. That game was really good. I highly recommend it.
That was a game from Bethesda that they just kind of snuck in there.
A little bit, yeah. And then
How long did it take you to beat that game?
Prey, about 20 hours.
Oh, not bad.
Now
That's a phone call I've never gotten before.
it's my dad.
Oh, is that a Galaxy S8?
That's fair, but barely.
It's a 7 still.
It's fair ball.
So anyway, yeah, Prey was good, and I'm about 4 or 5 hours into Wolfenstein 2. That game is freaking fantastic.
Oh, you need to show that to me once this is over.
I super enjoy that game because killing Nazis is fun. The graphics are great.
Nazis.
The story is interesting. Everything about that game is just top notch.
Hey, you're about to go into a black hole of gaming.
Yeah.
Next week, because your wife, as far as I know, isn't going to be home. She's got to continue to work next week. I think that's what she was saying. And you are going to be home alone, which
Indeed.
means that
unless
you are
I
going
get
to...
hosed at work, I will have the whole week off.
So
you'll probably be home maybe 1 or 2 days.
are you going to make like a schedule for yourself, like from 8 to 9, I'm going to play X, from
Yeah,
9 to 10, I'm
that
going to eat
kind
Y.
of takes the fun out of it, doesn't it?
It sure does.
Okay, what games are on your docket to play?
Wolfenstein. Probably Shadow of War. I didn't finish that one yet. That one was pretty fun.
Backlog?
Backlog. Yeah, I think I got to start back. I've been playing a lot of new games lately, so I got to start back into the backlog and see what to go for on that one. Anywho, let's get the. Oh wait, we got to do Patreon. Almost forgot about.
Yep. What is Patreon?
Patreon is a way for anyone that wants to help donate a little bit of cashola so that we can keep the lights on, keep hosting the podcast on the interwebs, and have a little bit of money to do videos and Patreon exclusive content for the Patreon backers. things like that.
Hey, Owen, what's the Patreon content that they can expect? Like, what did we do, and what are we planning on doing?
Oh, we do a whole bunch of videos. So these are extra videos that
Not always videos.
Sometimes audio too.
Yeah.
sometimes audio, but it's extra content of many flavors, and
Every level gets the extra.
yeah, every
content.
level. It doesn't matter what anything
So-
you can donate, we appreciate. So, but we did the hot sauce challenge, right? That was Patreon.
Yep, that was last month. What are we gonna do this month?
That one I think
We're still ironing out things.
Yeah, I don't want
Can we
to
not
spoil
say
it.
what we're doing?
I don't want to
Not-
spoil
not
it
yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'll be grand. It'll be
So
great.
if
We have
you
some-
like the shooting video, you'll like this next video.
Yeah.
That's the teaser I'll give you.
And just a heads up, December's Patreon is going to be a present for the Patreons out there, and so just make sure that your shipping address is up to date
on Patreon.
on Patreon before we get started.
Wink, wink.
But when
Oh.
you're sorry,
I was going to say also Patreon. If you're a Patreon backer, you got an extra drawing entry in the drawing for the
Yeah.
SNES Mini.
Yeah,
Oh,
We
yeah.
had a winner on that, huh?
We had a
We had a
Patreon winner.
Patreon winner.
Adam
I don't,
Hecht.
I don't know if it was his Patreon
It
entry.
wasn't.
It was his
No.
regular entry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it doubled his chances.
Yeah. So Adam Hecht, congratulations. Your SNES Mini is on the way in the mail.
It sure is.
So I sent that over the other day.
And I was a witness to that. I saw Tony do it, and it took him forever.
Yep.
I wish I had a kazoo to like blow when you said his name, like Adam Hecht. Anywho, when you donate a certain amount, we call you either a tech daddy or a tech mommy. And what's the price range to get a tech daddy / tech mommy? Is that
$6.
$6 and above.
Okay, and if you do, you become like an unofficial producer on the show, so we get to read your name. Thank you so much, AJ Jasper. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Aaron Harris and David Osuna. Thank you so much, Roger Allen, Jeffrey Kale, and Dan Clark. Thank you so much, Scary Terry.
You can run, but you can't hide. Blank.
Thank you so much, Ryan Baker. Thank you so much, Adam Hecht and David Boroshinsky. Thank you, Michael Beck. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Casey Daly and Johnny Rios. Thank you so much. Thank you, Derek Allred and Nathan Drake.
No, what does it say?
Nathan Drink.
Nathan Drank.
I see what you did there. I love it. And
Sure you do.
I do.
It's eating you alive that it's incorrect.
No, it's an homage to Uncharted. I don't care how it's spelled. It makes me happy.
Thank you so much, Brian Lee. We really appreciate it. Thank you, Matt Nelson. Thank you so much, Lindsay Lucas. Thank you, Kevin G. Eccles. Thank you so much, Ryan McQueen. Thank you so much, Valentine. Thank you, Austin Beauregard. Thank you so much, Conrad Southworth. And that's and we got a bunch of other Patreons that we love so much.
Did we say Matt Nelson?
Did we say Matt? I thought
I think
said,
you did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought I said
Well,
Matt.
he got it twice then.
Say it again for good measure.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much, Matt Nelson.
And
I'm
Casey
looking at,
Dilly?
I'm looking at your photo right here, and it looks like you're a great guy. And
He's a pretty good guy.
yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting the show, and to all the other patrons that we have in the lower tiers. Just know, like, we every dollar.
Every dollar goes to
Helps.
production on this show.
Yeah, and we try to spend the money as wisely as we can, and including that in that is the Thrifty 50, of which I have this month, and we'll go into that more later on in the episode. So
And always know that even if you can or don't want to donate to Patreon, that's okay. We just appreciate the downloads and you spreading the good word of Gadget Spot.
And iTunes reviews and emails, anything you got.
Yeah. It's all
speaking
good.
of which, we need to put it on a public place, our email, because we need to start.
It's on Facebook.
Getting some more. We need to start getting some more emails up in here.
It's on Facebook.
Where can they find it on?
And
our
I think
Facebook
it's on
page?
Twitter, too.
Is it at the top of our Facebook page?
I thought so.
If they don't know what our email is, what is our email?
TheGadgetSpotcast@gmail.com.
Or you can also message us on Facebook if you want.
And you know what? Take a minute and just do it right now. I know you're probably listening at your desk at work. Don't do it when you're in the car. That's lame. Just get on Facebook, search Gadget Spot. Just write us a message. We'd love to get back to you guys. And even if it's just opening up communication.
Are you starved for attention, James?
Yeah.
Please, someone talk to me.
James lost his only friend last week.
Foul.
Foul.
Yep. Come on. There was no connection there. He was just explaining stuff, not talking too much. That's a foul
Did you
foul
know-
ball joke.
Did you know about my Mission Companion?
No?
What?
Wait, I was right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the last time I make fun of you.
Oh.
I didn't, but that's how you should feel.
Oh, that's fair. Call it fair.
That's inbounds. That's inbound. That's a home run over center field.
I don't like sports Owen.
No, me neither.
I'm trying to be better at comebacks because I feel
that
like
was a good
you
one.
guys are
That was-
you guys pick on me sometimes.
that was a good one.
So
No,
I'm getting better.
it makes me feel better about myself
That makes
when
me
you
nervous.
dish some of it back to me.
That makes me nervous because I never expect anything back from you, and that would be very surprising.
He said what?
Like I was, all of a sudden he was real, and I was like, "Oh,
Did I make you pucker a little bit?
Yeah, it's like when I have to stay awake at night and then apologize at 3 a.m. over some sort of
All right.
I am like I had to do before.
One other thing, one other last item of business. To do the SNES Mini giveaway, we had to sign up for a year of ability to do giveaways on Facebook. So
More giveaways!
We're going to be having more giveaways. We're going to start with some
Video game codes?
Video game codes that I have stockpiled over the
We got
last
a
few
shiz
years.
ton, don't we?
I have a buttload, and so I'm just going to take a few this time, and we'll put that giveaway up. Same idea, just drawing style on Facebook.
What's the difference between a shiz ton and a buttload?
4.
Okay.
So-
Just in case you're listening at a different point in time, we'll probably throw it up Thursday, November 16th. And do you want to call it at Tuesday, the 21st, or do you want to call it on the 28th
I don't know.
of November?
I'll put
We'll
I'll
have
put
the
a message
parameters.
on Facebook.
Okay.
It'll all be on Facebook.
This is in November of 2017, just in
Yes.
case you're listening from the future. Future.
Okay, let us talk a little bit about the old Thrifty 50 this month.
Whoop, whoop.
Because you got some neat stuff going on
I got
with
it
that.
this month. I feel like I could have been more creative with it because there's a lot of video games that are dropping this month. But I don't feel like you guys would really care about another Skyrim review. However, that being said, I did buy Rocket League for $20.
So another Rocket League.
So another Rocket League review.
Seems pretty
No.
similar.
I will have full reviews, by the way, at the end of this month. And so just so you know, I'm going to review the new Rocket League on Switch.
Yeah.
And I switched it up this time because I know...
Switched it up.
Usually,
Oh,
we buy the tech.
Puns aren't quality.
Come on.
Oh, that was a good one. They just don't count for points.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough.
Anyway,
Usually, we buy the tech and we review the tech. This time, because I had an extra $35-ish left over, I gave the opportunity to my wife, and I said, "Hey, why don't you find something you want, and then you write a review, and I'll read it."
Oh.
So
What we got?
she picked out an air purifier.
How big?
I'm not 100% sure.
Ooh, it's a surprise.
I don't believe in air purifiers.
We
I
have
know
one.
you have one, and I just assumed. And
Hey!
hey, what?
I would assume that you don't have an air purifier in your house.
I do.
Is it?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Okay.
many.
Wow, I am
It's more than
severely
me.
outnumbered. Here's the thing:
All
is
you
like,
do is breathe pollution.
okay, one, guys, this is a closed room. Don't fart in here. And
Too
two,
late.
Like when? Like now? Like starting from right now.
but here's
Sorry.
the thing: is our house, we keep our windows open so much that like we could purify all we want. but
That's
it's-
why you need one especially bad because of all the dust that blows around in Utah.
No, outside air is better than inside purified air.
Yeah.
Totally.
Not in Lehigh during a dust storm.
That's true. You guys
Holy
down here
cow.
with Point of the Mountain and the dust and the what do they call that? The sand
Freaking-
gravel pit up there.
And
Dude, I
Geneva,
live in
Sarlacc.
Yeah.
It's the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Geneva Rock at the
Yeah.
point spewing out dust like
it looks
crazy.
like it's crazy. It looks like the Sahara Desert blowing off the top there.
Hey, by the way, if somebody wants to come and join me, I'm going to go watch the Justice League film by myself on Friday at like 12:30 at the Megaplex in
You
Orem.
are desperate for attention.
No, I'm just saying. I'm the only one in the theater. So,
You've checked. You're the only
Still?
seat.
Yeah.
I haven't
Well, it's
seen
the
that
middle of the
movie
day.
yet.
would you like to take the day off and come
What day
drive
is that?
all the way down
Wait,
here?
what day?
This Friday, I'm taking the whole day off.
Oh,
No,
I
I'm
wish I
getting
could.
a little stir crazy at work. I got a lot of side work going on, and I don't want to take it out on my normal job, so I'm taking a day to decompress. Where did we land? Oh, yeah, Patreon. So, I will have a
Focus.
full review because I believe that we will be recording either the 27th or 29th. We haven't talked about it of that week in November, and I will have a full review on both. And by then, I hear that they're going to patch Rocket League at least once, so I will have a more accurate review. Because as of right now, my initial review is, since I've only played one game, it's a little bit boxy. It's a little bit pixelated. You can tell that there's definitely a downgrade in quality. But it's I love the Switch. You can take your game and you can play it wherever. I love it. I love it, and I hate that everybody's on some inside joke right now that I don't know.
Just
what you guys
Jaron messing with the show notes.
I did not mess with it yet.
Hey, shiny keys. Keep on track, James. Come on.
Aren't we done with this business? Let's get on to some news.
See, that's why. Okay,
Alrighty.
let's just go.
So let's talk a brief story here about upcoming Android Oreo 8.1. Even though 95% of us out there with Android don't have 8.0 yet.
Probably more like 97.
Wait, where's my phone? Because I do.
probably.
I do.
Ooh.
I don't want to hear it.
Pixel phones do.
This is pretty
Mr.
cool.
Big Guy
though.
here.
I don't know where my phone is.
Owen, you're the open source kind of fellow. Android is an open source thing. So tell us about this.
So, this isn't the 8.1 shaming one, is it? Oh, yeah.
So I had it in the notes already, and then you put it in twice, so I just deleted yours.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, the Oreo is now going to start battery shaming apps that suck battery life.
How does it do that? Because I like this.
Well, so because you have to sign up for it, because Android's open source, the code's all there, and so now Android just checks battery. It's basically, it takes out a step for you.
It's not doing anything that
New.
Android wasn't already doing.
You could
it's
go
just making it visible
Yeah.
for you.
Yep. You could go.
Is it like a pop-up notification? How's it do it?
I think you can alert. Yeah. I was reading the article, and from what I saw, it says right now Android goes their first attempt right now that I have Android 8.0, and their first attempt right now is when I lock my phone, it'll say flashlight, whatever. I have a recording app for voice recordings. I record some calls for my work, and it'll say ACR voice recordings running in the background, because that service always has to stay running to intercept calls or whatever. Or like if I have my baby monitor turned on and I lock my phone, it'll say baby monitor is running in the background. But now Android has Google's has kind of upped their game on it, and it actually tells you, it actually goes and tells you how much juice it's been taking.
Yep.
How
bad it's been.
how bad it's been, and I think this is kind of a blatant attempt to kind of silence the online critics that say that Android, their battery life doesn't last as long, and Android goes, well, that really depends on the apps that you use and keep open. Your mileage is going to vary.
I don't know
per
if
user.
I don't know if I agree as much as it's to silence online critics. I think it's more geared towards making app developers code better.
Yeah, that too. Like
that would help
because
a lot.
like when you boil it down, if you're like, well, I've got this baby game, right? I downloaded a lot of kid games on my phone, and if I look at a kid game and the app developer coded it to run constantly because they've got some ads going, or some data collection that I don't care about, but it's pulling that constantly or whatever, I'm going to uninstall that. If my battery life starts suffering, I'm going to say, you're out.
Yep.
And if it's an app people like, they're going to start bugging the developers.
Exactly.
Yep, that'll start, and that I hope that pushes innovation for that, like reform for like some sort of standard for coding and development where people won't be in a rush to just push out some crummy app. And
at the very least, I say kudos to Google for doing this, for trying at least.
And you could already go to your battery usage
and see
it, but to have this right on your lock screen and show up and say, this is still running and it's consumed this much of your battery over this much of time. And I think, so it actually shows the app, and then it tells you which app is awake, which app is keeping your device awake. So one of the big upgrades with Nougat with 7.0 was that it had this really cool sleep and snooze that was really quick, and it increased battery life quite a bit. And so
does it actually show up on your lock screen? Because the article doesn't show that.
Yeah, I'm talking about what I see now. I don't have it, so I haven't tested it. The article doesn't show that as a screenshot, but on mine now, when I lock my screen, it'll actually say such and such is running in the background.
That's cool. That's cool for nerds. I don't think normal people would like that too much, actually.
Yeah,
but I would like it.
I think it's for people. It takes a lot for people to start to notice their battery life. People like a long time. Like a lot, for instance, coworkers will be like, "It's just the way my phone is," and then they'll come sit next to somebody with the same phone.
They have double,
and they're like, oh, "My phone's dead again." Yeah. They're like, "Oh, I have that same phone, and mine lasts for 12 hours. What's your problem?" And they go, "Wait, what?"
Huh?
It's when you have something to compare it to that you start being like, wait, and then you start investigating if your if you're me. If not, you just go, yeah, oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
A lot of
seems to
people
me-
just go, oh well.
It's always just time for me. Like I always just assume like after a year and a half of having the same phone, I'm just going to start getting poor battery life.
Yeah.
Well, that's partially true just because of the nature of batteries. So you're right there.
Yeah.
And partially because that's what they want you to believe. Like
Well-
marketing says, your phone's
You
worse
need-
in 3
you need
years.
a new phone.
In 3 years, you need a new phone.
I'm the demographic that the majority of people want to market
Mhm.
to
They're
because
like-
I just buy stuff. It's just like they wouldn't lie to me. Why would
Yeah.
they lie to me?
People are listening to this right now. Marketers are going, okay, what's his email? Okay.
Talk to us.
Hey, sounds like you've had your phone for about 18 months.
Time for an upgrade.
Here's the thing: is I could listen to any opposing things. I still think Facebook is listening to me all the time on my phone. But the thing is like I don't care if they target ads to me for stuff that I need
Yeah.
/want.
No, I hate Facebook.
Yeah, it's called passive advertising, where they just kind of absorb what you are and then market to that. And I agree to just hand some of that out. I feel like that's the cost
it's
of
the trade-off.
It's a give and take.
Well,
the
lately the story's been going around that Facebook's been harvesting information about you that isn't connected to you directly, and they've been like hiding that from the public. And it's kind of interesting how because it'll show up on your connections, like people you may know, and they may know nothing about you on the face of it, but you see somebody you may know like very remotely. Like, how do they get that?
I like
Interesting
to
stuff.
I like to mess with the AI, and I'll say stuff and search for random things. Right now, my whole profile on Facebook feels like what's going on?
Something's
I
crackling.
just heard some
Oh.
some crackle.
Oh.
See, for me with Facebook, like I don't mind if they take my information and they use it to sell advertisements to me. It's when places take my information and then sell my information that
To
I
somebody else.
allowed Facebook to have
Yeah.
to somebody else.
That's lessening now because that data is so much more valuable. It used to be valuable
I don't feel
to
like
sell
it's
that.
lessening. I feel like it's just becoming more expensive.
Yeah, maybe that's true. And so the smaller fish, like I don't see nearly as many spam emails as I used to because the data that they've collected that they would sell to these people that are just unscrupulous scammers, they can't afford to buy that data anymore. So I can see that maybe.
What, do you think it's that, or do you think it's because spam filters have gotten better?
Yeah, that too. I think there's market improvement
There's
there.
code
both.
though that's embedded into websites that even if you have a spam filter turned on, you still. The thing is, where I work, we've been experimenting with more and more different types of marketing campaigns with embedded coding into websites to actually track and follow people off of shopping websites to see what their habits are. We've been doing a lot more text-based marketing. We've been doing a lot of like clickbaity marketing just to see like where they've been, where they came from, how long they look at stuff. It's insane the amount of analytics that I can pull from some of this crap.
Yeah.
What are you laughing about?
Did you change stuff on the show notes?
No, Tony did.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
So
You
let's
guys are distracting.
let's talk a little bit about. We talked about Titanfall 2 and how the upgrades from the Xbox One X version have been pretty cool. I'll tell you what's not so cool in my opinion. Respawn, the company that develops Titanfall games, has been purchased by EA.
Oh, wait, where'd it go? Oh, it's dead. It's weird. They're like driving it out into a field over there.
That's
I don't
what it
understand.
feels like. I mean, now I know it'll be a little while before they do anything drastic because they paid $400 million for it.
I just hope they'll keep the
But-
dang Star Wars game Respawn is making.
keep the Star Wars game. Let them keep doing awesome Titanfall stuff.
And don't force them to use an engine they
No,
don't want.
No.
Don't force them to do microtransactions they don't want.
Why are you guys looking up to EA as much as you are? You know what they did with the football franchise, right? It used to be they had competition, right, with 2K Sports. But you know what they did instead of actually trying to have healthy competition? They went to the NFL and said, hey, we want exclusive rights to make football games. And they're like, okay, where's the money? They're like, here's money. Now we get exclusive rights to football
It just makes
games.
business sense.
Plus, they still
Don't
put,
excuse them.
according to most game players that like Madden, it's still a good game.
It's the only game.
I love
That
the
can still
2K.
be good and only.
I love the 2K Sports that they put out on the Dreamcast.
You mean the basketball games or the football games?
I played the football game. It was
NFL
Oh, yeah.
2K.
That's probably
NFL
before
2K.
they
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
NHL 2K also.
But nowadays, nope, they own it all. Dude, why is it just they just don't want competition, so they just buy it up and then
nobody wants
It's,
competition.
right, but it's less that and more of we like these IPs and we want to own the IPs and the company that creates these properties. And so at that point, you own everything and you can either keep employing that company to make said intellectual properties, said games, or you can after a while just be like, meh, you're all fired, but we're keeping all your work, and we're going to have this other company make another game based on your stuff.
And that kind of flows into the whole Battlefront 2 discussion that's been going on lately.
Oh, that's been so fantastic.
It's been amazing to watch that.
Oh my gosh!
And guess who's at the root of that? EA.
EA, yep.
So and a spokesperson at EA.
I actually have a quote from the CEO of EA about that kind of stuff that I want to read here in just a minute. But I'll let you guys talk because I feel like I'm the conspiracy theorist going into this.
I was talking to Tony about this earlier, and I think game developers right now that are making AAA games, a.k.a. the very, very expensive games that require hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, maybe even thousands of developers, I think they kind of have a monetization problem right now because video games back in the 80s, they were selling for like $70, $80 a pop, right? And obviously the games have been $60 for quite a while now. They're still $60, but everything else has gone up in price. Tickets, food, gas, pretty much everything, you know? Video games have stayed at $60, and with AAA games rising in costs, they got to do something else to make more money, right?
Just charge more.
Like sell more games?
So just charge more money.
Make a good
better
game
content
that sells more?
No?
Just sell a game. Just up the price of the game.
No, I disagree with that.
Yeah. So, yeah, they could up the price of the game, maybe put it at $100 or something. I don't think that would do well. No one would buy it. They could sell extra content, DLC. A lot of developers do that. And if it's really good DLC, I think that works out pretty well.
Yeah.
Which used to be called expansion packs, by the way.
StarCraft.
And speaking of DLC, I'm totally fine with it if it's single player, if it adds to the story.
I'm totally cool with that. I'll pay money for that. Why would I not want to pay more money for good content of a game I already like?
But give me a complete game before you start
I don't
charging.
Multiplayer DLC is kind of a hard swallow.
Yeah,
for me.
I don't like any type of multiplayer DLC.
Where it's like, you want to play this map with your friend, you got to pay for it.
Oh, your friend's got to buy it too.
Yeah, a lot of Call of Duties back in the day, they would sell extra maps.
Even
still do
Battlefield.
that.
Yeah, they still do that, and that fragments the user base. I don't think that's a good model. And so you also have the other option of selling like cosmetic add-ons, like Overwatch, Titanfall 2. I only think that works though if the game sells a ton of copies, like Overwatch. I don't think it worked very well for Titanfall 2, which was published by EA, because that's not a terribly popular game. I doubt it made much of its money back.
Which is a shame because it is a super great
Well,
game.
what they did is they launched it in between two Titans. They launched it in between
EA
No pun intended.
EA made its bet on Titanfall 2, honestly, and now they have to sleep in it. Even though it's a great game,
What
they
did they
launched
launch
it.
it between?
They launched it right next to Battlefield 1.
Oh, that's right.
And then right after that,
Call of Duty, Infinite War. But that one didn't do as well, though.
No.
And so I think EA, this is my theory, I think EA got spooked by that. And so the other way to monetize is to not sell like skins and stuff, but to actually sell content that enhances the multiplayer. Like characters.
So here's where I
loot boxes, etc.
Here's the thing that bugs me. If the content that they're selling you for multiplayer, or even for single player for that matter, is already on the install and you're paying more money to unlock it that was already there or to unlock it faster, that's BS. Now, if they want to sell you new weapons that weren't in the original content of the game,
new content,
that's
Maybe.
Here's I still don't like that, but I
Right.
dislike it less.
especially because people can just go power play.
Just in case you
Right.
want like a specific example, the right way to do it is Overwatch. They
That's
sell
all
different
cosmetic,
skins,
and it still
cosmetic.
uses loot boxes.
But what
still
I-
uses loot
what I-
boxes,
what I-
but it is
But the deal with
all-
Overwatch, though, is it's a massively popular game, so they can get away with that. Titanfall 2, they tried the same thing. I don't think it worked for them.
Well,
But
I don't know about that,
well,
but
the
And Titanfall 2 was a fantastic game.
but the underlying thing there is make a great game that everyone wants to play to begin with.
Well, that's what Titanfall 2 is.
But
It
the-
didn't do too well.
Yeah, but
it's
that's
it's not a for sure
I
thing.
think that's because EA screwed it on its launch.
but the
Yeah.
specific example.
so it's not just creating a great game. Then it's more than that.
Obviously, it's
Yeah.
Gotta
also
have
placing
marketing.
it and
Yeah.
marketing it,
Yeah.
but it can't be. You can't depend on microtransactions to make money on your game,
And this is the heart
unless
of the
it's a free to play game.
this is the
That's
heart of the
something else.
Battlefront 2 discussion. They're
Yeah.
selling loot boxes.
well, that's the prime example. Like a very, very specific example of Battlefront 2 is you can open one of these loot chests, and it is an aim assist enhancement. So it literally makes you a better player. Now,
Right.
once you get into that realm, that's you can't do that.
Well, and let's back it up even a little bit further. Let's say that you have microtransactions that unlock things for your multiplayer. At least make it able for you to pick what you want unlocked with your money that you've spent. Now, in Battlefront 2's case, you're still paying money in the hopes that you get a loot box that has the thing that you want in it.
It's gambling.
I agree with that. If they made it so you could choose what you wanted, I think much of the criticism would go away.
I think so too.
But
the fact that they're relying on you to just keep buying microtransaction stuff until you get
Or
a loot
grind.
box or grind.
That's the problem.
Did
The
you
other
see-
side of
it's
that is
like
that
42,000 hours or something like
hundreds
that.
and
Yeah.
hundreds of hours.
like
to
they
unlock
did the
everything.
cash on that, and they're like, if I just took that time,
Yeah, let me look it up really quick.
Well, counterpoint, you could play that game for years and still get new stuff along the way.
like one guy was like, if I want to play as Darth Vader, I just won't. Like, there's just
I
it's
guess
not worth it to. do
there
that.
is a slight case to be made for that, Jaron. I'll give you that.
I'm not going to. It's not going to change my whole experience by getting a new gun. It's not going to make
But-
me enjoy the game more.
Back to what I said, though.
But that's my personal take.
Back to what I said, though. I want to be able to unlock the things that I want. I don't.
Yeah,
you know,
I agree
right.
with that.
I don't want to have to grind for 1,000 hours to unlock something that in any other game I would have been able to grind for 10 hours to have the credits I need to unlock the
Right.
gun I
Oh,
want.
right here. Okay, unlocking everything in Battlefront 2 requires 4,528 hours or $2,100.
4,000? How many?
4,528 hours.
Well, like I said, I could play it for the next decade and still get new stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. And this isn't a knock on the gameplay of Battlefront 2 or Star Wars. This is a knock on the decisions made by corporate EA to.
You want to know what the funny thing is
do
I
this.
took that game back just based on the gameplay. This was before the whole like loot box
Well, I mean,
stuff.
and
but-
everyone's totally, that's their own prerogative. And
Yeah.
I purposefully didn't pre-order it because I was never completely smitten with the gameplay in the first one. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't my thing.
They said that
for
they were
sure.
going to switch it up between 1 and 2, and it's exactly the same. And if you like the first
No,
one,
it's
oh,
not
yeah.
exactly the same
Oh,
at all.
yeah.
This Starfighter, I can't think of
No,
the
I-
spaceship.
Oh, yeah,
the
no,
Starfighter
sorry.
assault.
You're
that
right. You're
is
right.
much improved, and I feel like the core gameplay is changed ever so slightly for the better. But I liked the original game, and I pre-ordered it. Personally, the microtransactions don't bother me because I'm never going to play it for 40 hours. I don't feel the need to unlock things.
Sure.
I just want to play it, every now and then to have fun.
Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing: is everybody's like speculating, like, is this going to be like a turning point for EA? Absolutely not. Are you serious? Like, okay, here's
Well, if nobody buys it,
the
I think they're going to
CEO
think about something.
the CEO. Well, everybody bought it. The CEO of EA said, "Quote: When you're 6 hours into playing Battlefield and you run out of ammo in your clip, we ask you for $1 to reload. You're really not very price sensitive at that point in time. A consumer gets engaged in a property, they might spend 10, 20, 30, 50 hours on a game, and when they're deep into the game, they are well invested in it. We're not gouging, but we're charging, and it is the point in time that the commitment can be pretty high. But it is a great model, and I think it represents substantially better future for the industry."
Did you see that? Did you see that this broke Reddit? Did you guys hear that? This so a
They didn't break it.
Is
It
this,
just
the,
when
is this the
people-
same comment that got super downvoted?
No,
that was a different
no,
comment.
that was the
different
comment
one.
from the dev that was like
Yeah.
internet these days, like
Yeah.
like kids on the internet, like it was kind of back in my day, like what are you complaining about? And Reddit never thought the comment you couldn't upvote or downvote
What was it, like 5?
over 400,000
Yeah.
or something like that, and so they
The previous record holder was like 30,000.
yeah,
which
I mean,
was
it's
also
smashed.
EA, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I don't
I
know,
think
was
it
it?
was, yeah. But they couldn't you couldn't vote on it because
Let me look that up.
because Reddit never thought that it would hit
That low?
That number, yeah.
That's crazy.
They couldn't iterate that far.
So yeah, man.
Well,
Devs have gotten death threats. It's pretty
Okay,
it's
so
pretty-
there's
once
an
it gets
article
to
about
that-
there's an article about that on Kotaku. Actually,
Oh, here it
Yeah.
is.
Did you see that article today? So, one of the journalists on Kotaku started a deep dive investigation on the guy who said he's had 7 death threats and over 1,600 personal attacks because of this design choice on Battlefront 2. The guy claims to be a EA worker. He doesn't say specifically what he does. The guy, this journalist from Kotaku, I'll try to put a link to it in the notes for today. But he basically researched this guy and went as deep as he could go looking for the connection between this guy and EA. Can't find one.
So maybe
the guy doesn't even actually work at EA is what it looks like.
Yeah.
It was just some dude. Because
trolling the internet.
he finally got a hold of the guy through direct messaging on Twitter, and they had a little conversation back and forth, and then he says basically, "Can I ask you a few questions about this?" And the guy's like, "Okay, sure, only if it's off the record." The guy's like, "Okay, whatever." And so he asked him his first question. His first question is, "Do you actually work for EA, and in what capacity? And if you don't, let's talk about that a little bit." Guy never responded to him.
Just gone.
That was it. He ghosted him. And the next day, the guy's Twitter page had removed any claim to be part of EA.
That's
Really?
hilarious.
Wow. Yeah, so I found the top 10 downvoted comments
This graphic
on Reddit.
awesome.
Yeah. So it turns out that it's over 600,000 downvotes.
Yeah, now.
So EA owns the first, second, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 10th
Oh
spot.
my goodness.
I think Disney should have been a little bit less loose with that property. Because I think EA's kind of driving it to the ground right now.
I like how you say like less loose as opposed to like Star Wars before. It's like, we're doing something with the Muppets. Just throw Star Wars in there. Hey, you want a new Coca-Cola can? Let's throw Star Wars in there.
Should we have a Christmas special? Yeah.
Star Wars.
Why
That
not
sounds
Star
great. Have you guys
Wars?
ever watched that? It's a nightmare.
It's terrible.
I didn't know that existed
I've only
until
seen-
about a year and a half ago, and I thought it was a modern day spoof joke.
Oh, it was real.
It was real.
I only
Life
watched.
Day.
I only watched the part where
It's nice to
Princess Leia sings.
Chewbacca. Did they actually get Carrie Fisher?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh.
The
It's
whole
all
cast.
the real
whole
cast.
cast.
Did she have to wipe off her nose before she did anything?
Oh man, harsh.
Ouch.
She did coke. It was like the 70s.
She's not here anymore to defend
she-
herself.
Yeah.
remember she done
that's a
died.
little
She
bit too
came
soon.
out and said it. Whatever.
Well, I
Foul ball.
Oh.
I pre-ordered Battlefront 2, and I'll have my take on it next time.
Cool.
I'm excited.
to
Sounds
hear
good.
what you have to say.
I'm very excited for it.
I will say in the beta, I really enjoyed the space fights, the plane fights, not planes, but spaceships.
What about the automobiles?
There
Planes,
were-
trains,
there
and
were-
automobiles?
No, there was none of that. This is Star Wars.
I am a little bit bummed that I did cancel my pre-order before I did get to play an Outer Space Battle. I played like on Naboo, I think it
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
and it was okay. I just had a hard time actually.
You didn't do
Shooting
the
stuff.
outer space battle
No.
on the beta?
No,
Oh, that's too bad.
The outer space one was real good.
I will
Yeah.
say in the first Star Wars Battlefront 2, which is kind of weird to say, they had the actual space battles, like were ship to ship. And that was really fun, where you had to bomb the other ship.
I could get behind that.
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit about Star Wars parent company Disney, because this is interesting. Who put the streaming?
I did. Let me open it up really quick.
So Disney has plans to create a competitor to Netflix and Hulu, a streaming platform.
It's kind of the new thing for all of them.
Yeah.
All the networks, though. Like an a la carte.
And I'm not. I like it. I like that it's there a little bit, but I also hate that it's there because
Yeah,
I don't want
I-
to subscribe to 9 different.
And
things.
you know that they're going to push this. They're going to pull their content from Netflix.
Exactly.
They have to, right? That's their bread and butter.
I think Disney's the only studio that can get away with this.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
it's
it's 'cause
because
they
they
own
own
so
everyone
much
else
stuff.
almost.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they own.
Especially if they buy Fox.
That's not.
Get
That's
outta
not going to
here.
happen.
They own me.
That's
I'll
not-
just say that right now. They have my childhood and basically
Yeah.
about 7 or 8 movies. So.
Well,
Yeah.
they entice viewers by saying they'll have a Star Wars live-action TV show,
Yeah.
which I'm extremely excited about. If it's anything like Rebels, though, I don't like Rebels too much, honestly.
You're the only person I've talked to that doesn't like Rebels.
I haven't started watching.
I've
Rebels.
actually seen that, and it's actually pretty good.
I don't like the art style.
I don't hate
Yeah.
it, but I don't like it either.
The art
Fair
styles.
enough.
The art styles are almost.
But
on the
then
edge for
again,
me.
I didn't like Clone Wars when I first started watching it, and you kind of get past the art style.
Yeah.
And Archer was the same way. I didn't like the
Oh,
cell
see,
shaded.
I was going to say that's how I felt about Bob's Burgers.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
didn't like the art style at first, but once I
Now-
realized how freaking funny that show is, I don't even care.
Okay. So it doesn't really go. I love how the whole like tagline of it says significantly lower, as if they were going to actually tell you the price. So they never actually came out and said the price, but they kind of went into why it is or how it is going to be, how it or well, I don't know. What
Use
I'm
your
trying to
words.
say. Anywho, they're giving a little bit of details, so there's not going to have any commercials. They said it's going to be like a Disney or a Netflix type platform where zero commercials, don't have to worry about that, other than their sports streaming services. So they kind of talked about that a little bit, but didn't go too deep into it.
No, that's because Disney owns ESPN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll have Star Wars, they'll have Marvel, a new Marvel show.
Yeah, new
but
Marvel show.
That doesn't entice me because there's so many not very good TV.
Well,
Marvel
they
shows.
also said that they're not going to start up many new IPs like Netflix does because of the price, but they are going to focus on their 3 main IP or
their pillars.
studios. Yeah, which is Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars.
Yeah.
Do you have any speculation as to what the new Marvel show is that they're going to bring to the table?
Nah. Because they can't. I don't know.
I hope it's higher quality than what they've done.
Dude,
to date.
the quality is so bad. As soon as Luke Cage hit, everything after that was so bad. Luke Cage is terrible. I couldn't finish it.
I just couldn't relate. It's really good. I just don't relate.
I don't even think it's that good.
Really?
I disagree about relating as well.
I can't relate.
It wasn't because I couldn't relate. It was because the quality wasn't
Really?
that good.
Like I love. Like I'm gonna. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna go too deep into that.
And
But
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has its moments, but
Dude,
it's,
I'd say-
it's still not the best show out
I
there.
would say the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was just as good as any other show on TV. I thought it was great. The stuff about first it started off with Ghost Rider stuff, and then it ended with all the live model decoy stuff. Oh, so good.
yeah. So then
that season was great.
I don't know what. The funny thing is, once I watched Jessica Jones after watching that first season of Daredevil, oh my gosh, I was like, they are knocking it out of the park. And then they had the second season of Daredevil
was so good.
and the first half was really good. But
I
then
liked
the
all of
second
it.
half, I felt like it kind of lost its way as to what they were doing.
I'm still trying to give Iron Fist a shot, and
I can't.
I keep finding.
I gave it 3 episodes, man.
I keep
I'm out.
finding other things to watch instead of Iron Fist.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
And Defenders, I'm not even going to
I
try.
haven't tried that one yet
Yeah,
at
I
all.
mean,
Anywho, other than
So
that,
they don't tell us what they're going to price it, but it'll be cheaper than
No.
Netflix. Now Netflix has a range of prices, though. It can be anywhere from $8 to what, 12 or
I'm
something
going to
like
speculate that this is
Yeah.
going to be.
It's
in
even
between-
going up in price.
that. And
Remember?
it's going to go up, yeah.
in between $2.99 to $5.99.
No,
Somewhere
it's going
in
to
that
be
range.
8.
I'll
at
bet
least.
it's $8.
Yeah.
I bet they match Netflix's lowest price, and they say they're cheaper than Netflix
They
because
said
they're
it's
cheaper.
significantly lower than Netflix.
Well, by the
Yeah.
time this service comes out, Netflix will raise their price again.
It's
It'll
almost
probably be
2
$12 a month.
it's
the
almost
interesting
2 years.
thing-
It's almost 2 years away.
The interesting thing that they did say in this article is a brand new Star Wars trilogy coming to Disney. So they actually mention it in the same article where they talk about the app. But like, I doubt that they would launch
No.
the new trilogy.
No,
on
this
No,
is
that's
this is a
different.
movie.
You think?
These will be movie theater movies.
Okay.
for sure. There's too much money to be made doing that.
Which,
versus-
by the way, I know I don't want to speculate too much into that, but I really hope they go Old Republic.
Yeah,
It'd
me
be
too.
so cool. If
that
they
would
did
be
that.
good.
and Disney said they've made no qualm. They're just going to keep cranking out the hits.
Oh, yeah.
there's
Why
like-
wouldn't they?
Right? They have a license.
It's Mickey
to,
bucks.
Yeah, you have a license to print money, and people are buying.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've known that. I mean, I will never not go to a Star Wars
Yeah,
movie. Maybe
that's
the Han Solo movie, maybe not. Maybe
No,
you'll
you'll
get it
still.
after. Yeah, I'll probably
Nope,
still.
You'll
you
still
know,
go
you're
see
right.
it.
Fair.
Yep.
Bounds.
Yep.
I
You
can't
will
do
go
it.
see that.
Okay.
Speaking of Disney, what's this circle?
So that was another thing I was going to talk about with this Disney link. So Disney, have you guys ever heard of the Circle before?
No.
Let me guess.
So-
They're coming out with a home security device.
You wouldn't know because you don't have kids.
Thank
but
you.
Disney
Okay.
created a piece of hardware called Disney Circle that you plug into your network, and it actually controls your network. It allows access. It's kind of like a parent on your network.
What?
You
Disney
can-
made that?
Disney made it. I was as shocked as you because I'm like, Disney's in the hardware business.
Yeah, that's weird.
Weird, but so it's a Disney content device, and it's actually a piece of hardware that you buy one time, no recurring fees.
Oh.
And then you get the app, and it sits on it. It installs itself as a proxy somehow. I don't exactly know how the technology works. My sister has one, and I was just like, "What is this stupid device?" But she uses it to turn internet on and off for her kids. It lists all their devices, and she can just shut it off with a button. She can shut off the Wi-Fi completely from this device,
Interesting.
all from her phone.
And this is an add-on to whatever router you already
Yeah,
have.
it's a plug and play.
Huh.
I actually suggest getting it if you have it's turned around for my sister. I read this article and I asked her about it and you know how she likes it, and she loves the thing.
How does it affect performance?
I haven't been over there enough to know, but she seems to stream video just fine. I was over there.
Well,
with
what
that,
if you
and,
what if you have gigabit internet?
you know, she would never even know. I don't think.
Here's my
These
question.
are the questions I need answered.
But for you, is your kid on Wi-Fi yet? I mean,
no.
okay, so
I'm
you-
still in blissful ignorance of that.
Oh,
See,
man,
this would
I
be
wish
a
I
great
was.
device, but what happens if your kids have phones and they take them to bed, and you
just
can
shut
turn
it
off the Wi-Fi, but then they still have
Data.
Data.
Yeah, that was
But
the.
there's quite a few.
Then you can see the data
You
usage
just
on
line
their
your
phone.
house with copper wire.
Then you can see the data usage
well, no,
go
there's,
up.
There's
and you can turn it
parental
off.
there's parental
Yeah.
controls with some of these
Most
carriers.
Yeah, most family contracts have the ability to limit. I
And
don't
you,
think.
and you can get
No, no,
around
no.
that by not giving your kid a phone at all.
That's true.
Yeah.
What if
But I was
Karen
gonna-
next door has Wi-Fi?
You can go into
Yes.
you,
Yes, James.
I'm pretty sure there's several carriers, like I think AT&T and I
Yeah.
think T-Mobile, where you can go in and say disable this phone's data
Right
connection.
now.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
a certain time every day. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
If I gave my child a phone, I would totally disable the internet browser on it.
I
Because you can do that on iOS.
Yeah.
So I have lots of experience with that in my family because we did that, and so my daughter got a phone fairly young, but it's because we have a split home, so we have two houses, and I can say that unequivocally, I wish that she did not have access to the internet at this age because
I'm sure.
regulation has been a hard thing. On my side, lots of regulation. On the other side, not so much regulation, and you can't really control that. But so in this, to go on with this Disney stuff, Disney is now in bed with Netgear in this and Orbi devices. And what
Netgear?
Netgear. Disney
Interesting.
The routers.
Yeah.
so Netgear is on select, and it's in quotes, on select models. Disney is
They just got it built into it.
it's built in.
That's pretty
and
cool.
here's the catch, though. You'll get some information. You get kind of the data metrics. It seems it's like a clickbait. So what they want, if you want the full functionality of Disney Circle, instead of buying the hardware device and just plugging it in, which I recommend, it's a one-time cost.
Mm-hmm.
With
No subscription?
No subscription.
Nice.
You have to buy when you get this router. You have to set up a $5 a month account to charge for the full what you would get with a normal Disney Circle
How
hardware.
much does the hardware cost usually?
I don't know what
It said $100.
Yeah, I think it's $100 for
So,
a Disney
I would-
Circle device.
So you could spend $100 or have it for
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah,
And
2 years. 2 years.
Less
and
than 2 years.
What do you think? I wonder, is that a device you'd want to upgrade every 2 years or so?
My
or
sister's
not?
had it for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
And it's still working like a champ. They haven't really upgraded anything to it.
Okay.
And I don't know if they're bringing any offerings better. Like, I assume now that they have it mixed as just software on somebody else's hardware, they can throw
Right,
patches at it and,
right.
and improve performance. But they're really hoping people will sign up for a recurring $5 a month
Oh yeah.
charge, which
That's
is
the
definitely
gold mine.
better. Yeah, definitely better for them. But it's definitely an interesting piece of software. I looked at it on my sister's phone. And the user interface is definitely like Disney is
Dead
like,
simple is what you're saying.
yeah, like Disney took the Apple approach to this software, so it's just easy to use. Once I don't know all the setting it up part, but using it on the phone, like on your mobile app to control the stuff and the content in your house, was stupidly simple.
Doesn't
Nice.
Disney kind of remind you of Mom from Futurama?
Yes, actually.
Like all cuddly and nice on the outside, but completely evil and corporate within.
Yep.
Yep.
You'll crank out that hits, right, or I'll cut your arm off. So
You'll be wearing a pair of concrete boots.
you don't want your kids to have no feet, right? Okay.
All right. I can only assume that Owen added this one as well. Square is testing out using Buttcoin.
Yeah, I've changed the moniker from Bitcoin to Buttcoin. I'm hoping it will take off. This is where Jaron and Tony were messing with the show notes. I'm gonna let that, even though I have a stake in this, I'm gonna let that joke fair. I'm
Yes.
gonna mark that.
You know,
as
it
fair.
allows me
Yes.
to laugh at this instead of be bored by it.
Yeah.
So,
So, well, that's it then. If that I don't, it's all downhill from here though, Jaron. So
Oh,
Dude,
great.
all cryptocurrencies are up today. I just barely checked that, and I'm cashing out once
it's a good
Cyber
thing.
Monday hits, and we'll see
yeah,
how it goes.
so it's a good thing. So I don't know if you guys noticed Bitcoin's epic rise over the last 3 weeks.
How
Like
could
70,
you not?
75? Did it get to 77?
Over 75 for sure.
How many
70?
bitcoins
I
do you
think
have on
70.
that hard drive? Is it 4?
It doesn't matter.
Let's count it
Or
in
maybe-
dollars. About
Yeah.
3 months ago, about 4 months ago, it was about $12,000.
Yeah. How much?
So-
Now
how
it's
much-
about $22,000.
we should move on to the next topic.
You could have just bought a car in cash at that
Weird.
point.
Let's
So
talk about the Xbox One X.
No, we're going to talk
yes.
about
Man,
Buttcoin.
with that much money, Tony could have put it in a bank account and upgraded his computer to the latest
Let's
for the
be
next.
honest.
he could have
let's
paid
be
for
honest.
half a Tesla Model 3.
I would have offloaded that Bitcoin
$1,200
long ago.
$1,200 I would have been like, I'm out.
Yep.
Never going to get higher than this.
Yep.
So
Dude,
Bitcoin, there was a fork that was planned for Bitcoin. That just means that there was a bunch of users that decided they wanted to add a feature to Bitcoin, and in order to do that, they had to change the code. In order to make a fork, you have to have user consent. The miners have to agree to all start mining the same algorithm.
When you say miners, it just sounds funny.
Miners, the Bitcoin.
We have to get the miners on
the
board.
miners, they do. We are the people. We
Did
the
they
people.
call Kevin Spacey? Hey-o!
No,
High five!
I don't know that. I didn't
Too
get the
soon.
reference.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh,
Yeah.
dang it.
Yep.
Yeah.
No good. Foul. Actually, I'm gonna count that as a hit. He gets a free base. Whoever.
Did I
you-
bump it?
Yeah. So anyway, so Bitcoin has, what happens at a fork is that if you're holding the forked coin, you get both. You get an equal amount of both.
Right.
So if you had 20 Bitcoin, you would get 20 of the new coin as well, automatically. And
Magically?
That's
I
right.
I didn't
Oh, cool.
stutter.
Okay,
Nope.
just making sure.
Yep. So you get that, and there was a big fork about 4 months ago or so, and nobody thought it was going to be anything. It was Bitcoin Cash.
Yep.
And everybody's like, whatever. And Bitcoin Cash forked, and that new coin should technically have zero value, right? It's a new coin, whatever. And Bitcoin Cash came out at $600 per coin. So if you had
Ridiculous.
10 Bitcoins worth whatever, $4,200 back then, and then you just got 10 Bitcoin Cash worth $600 or $6,000 because you had 10 of them, right?
Oh my god.
Anyway, 600. I'm
So
not
how
good
much
at
money would Tony have had?
math. A lot.
Even more.
We're not gonna.
I would have had zero still because I would have already cashed out.
Probably like
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
30,000?
So there was another fork coming up, and all these users. There's like 5 or 6, I want to say, main Bitcoin users, Bitcoin miners. There are these big farms in Asia, and it's weird because cryptocurrency is supposed to be
It's supposed to be-
decentralized,
yeah.
right? But when there's 5 or 6 people that all collude together and say we're doing a fork, and you guys have to all do it or not.
Jeez.
So it put a big stir in the community, and everybody was moving. That's why Bitcoin's meteoric rise, because everybody was moving their coins over. All the people that felt burned that they didn't get their Bitcoin Cash from the last fork wanted this new.
Bitcoin.
It was
Gold.
going to be called Bitcoin 2X, and it.
Oh, I thought it was gold. Is that a different one?
Bitcoin Gold's a different one.
Oh,
Different fork.
geez.
This has been the month and the last 2 months of Bitcoin forks, but Bitcoin Gold, as a side note, is a GPU mineable Bitcoin, which is totally tanking right now. It is Scam Town, USA. So they all moved their altcoins. So you watched altcoins, all other cryptocurrencies take a dive over the last 6 weeks.
Because they were being sold off.
They were being sold into Bitcoin so that these people could pump their Bitcoin to get double coins, right? And then the fork just got canceled. So did you see what happened to Bitcoin? It went from 77
Oh, yeah.
to
It dropped down to
62,
like-
57.
Yeah.
It dropped like 2K.
You want to know what's funny about that? Literally the day that it was rising, I was like, I'm going to cash out of all my Litecoin. I'm going to put it all in Bitcoin. Next day, crash.
you sold at the high, and then it
Yeah,
pooped.
considering
But
when I sold the Litecoin, it was at 50, and then the next day it rose to 60.
Right.
But it's gone back up, though, is the
Yeah,
thing.
I know.
It's-
So like, I'm happy about it.
You're
yeah,
okay.
it's
But
recovering.
but I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm dead serious. I'm using the money that I've made off of Ethereum, off of Bitcoin, to buy my editing computer. And as soon as I do that, I'm canceling my Coinbase account. I will never open that. I never want to know how much stuff is worth.
It's too stressful, right?
It's
so
too
anxiety.
much.
Dude,
I don't know.
my opinion is this is all a bubble, and get out while you still can.
Yeah, I think Bitcoin will probably stick around just as an exchange. It's too embedded in, like, right now in Zimbabwe, a single Bitcoin. Do you know what a single Bitcoin in Zimbabwe is going for?
The country.
$13,500 for a single.
U.S. dollars?
Yeah, because
Whoa.
and that's because of the civil unrest out there. Like, their country is basically imploding right now.
So you'd have to get Zimbabwe bucks.
So all these people, to protect their money, are moving it to this digital currency because the country's falling, but they
and
have money in banks,
Yeah.
right? So they're pumping it into Bitcoin as a safety net,
That's crazy.
so they can change anywhere. But anyway, back to the thing. Square is
Square Enix?
Oh, you mean the story that you were supposed to talk about 10 minutes ago?
Sorry, Jaron. Sorry, don't pretend like you won't go home and be like, "Wow, Bitcoin's a little bit more interesting." Sorry,
I will.
No, I won't say that. I know I won't say that.
So, no, you will.
I'll text you that tonight at 12 a.m.
I'm
Sorry.
saying, I'm saying it,
Buttcoin. Sorry,
I'm saying it right now. Bitcoin's a little more
A
interesting.
little bit more interesting.
If
so glad.
it was called Buttcoin, maybe I'd laugh a bit more.
There probably is a crypto.
I
called
wish
Buttcoin.
that
Probably already taken.
I wish that Tony would liven up his graphics card talk like you liven up the Bitcoin, because
Yeah.
I'm super interested.
Yeah. So
Not
Square,
interested at all, Tony.
Ouch.
Not even.
You know the Square devices that you plug into your iPod or Apple. I mean your iPod.
Oh,
your
not
Apple,
Square, not Square Enix.
Not Square Enix.
You're talking about the payment system.
Why
payment.
would he talk about Square Enix?
We could talk
Video
about-
I
games.
wish he would.
Yeah. So Square, the device that you use to do like payments and stuff,
They're going to start.
they have started experimenting with allowing people to pay with Bitcoin.
Oh.
But that means that they're not classified as some kind of hardware or software wallet because you have to have a place to store Bitcoin, right? And so it's actually allowing them. I think you can actually even buy Bitcoin, which means convert cash, to Bitcoin to hold in your account to pay as Bitcoin. Because Square is not just a payment; it's also a payer. Like you can do both. So yeah, they've got some beta Cash App users that
That's
are able to use Bitcoin.
That would be easily the most mainstream way to use Bitcoin.
I'm all for any type of adoption of cryptocurrency because I have a stake in it. It builds trust in it.
Yeah.
And as a result, you will always see anytime a mainstream article happens, you'll see a wave of increased value
Right.
for most cryptocurrencies. So I'm all for it.
That's pretty cool.
Whether or not I agree with some of the nefarious things done with it.
Keep an eye on that, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
It could be pretty cool. It might not go anywhere.
Just like Tiger Direct, like they accept Bitcoin as payment, and so I'm just
Tiger Direct.
I'm not Tiger Direct, Newegg.
I was going to say Tiger Direct's gone.
Yeah, not them.
They
Newegg.
do business.
I thought
sales.
they came back.
They do business sales.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
do consumer
Yeah,
stuff.
Newegg. Newegg started
Yeah.
accepting, and that was cool for me because now I don't have to worry about the taxes involved.
Shut off, Owen.
Involved in transferring Bitcoin around to cash to buy stuff. I can just convert my Ethereum to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to video cards,
Boom.
or whatever, or your
My
Rick.
my shut off command did not work.
I rejected it that time.
Yeah.
Only that time.
Can I
Jaron.
buy it straight from my Coinbase account?
Yeah, any wallet.
Cool.
You could do that.
I don't. Even though I've listened to you talk about it, I don't fully understand.
You go to
how it
Newegg and
works.
you click everything into your cart and go to
Sweet.
pay and just choose Bitcoin. It'll ask you for the wallet.
Mhm.
You put that in.
I want to buy a drone with Bitcoin. That'd be
You can
cool.
actually buy it.
Probably
Go
could.
on meh.com if you want a drone.
right now.
Yeah,
Can you buy
check
it
it out.
for with
It's like
Bitcoin?
$39.
Oh, I want a good drone.
Those are good drones.
No, they're not. That
You
looks
need
like
to get
cheap
good at the
plastic from
small
here.
one.
Didn't you almost buy a DJI? I don't know how you passed that up. The Phantom or something? What was the drone that he put out there that almost bought?
The
Jaron almost bought
Mavic?
a Spark.
A
Yeah.
Spark.
Oh
For
no, the
400.
Mavic Pro
The
was on
Mavic
sale
Pro.
for 700
Oh,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good one.
He was gnashing his teeth at that,
was.
watching that deal fly
and,
away.
and drooling.
Ha! Fair.
Fly away. Drone joke. All right. Briefly.
Intermission?
I recommend just checking this article out on the notes. It's about a city in South Korea that they're trying to design to basically be like a future city where they won't have any use for cars. It'll all be public transportation, walking, and bicycle. They're supposed to be building it and architecting it in a way that everything will be.
Do they have winter there? Because if they do, I'm out. I'm not
think
doing
so.
that.
No.
I think they do. Yeah.
So,
if it's in a
but,
dome, climate controlled,
so are
I'm
you,
in though.
Are you describing
Yeah.
Portland right now?
Kind of. But as a result, it's supposed to produce 30% less greenhouse gases than a regular city. So it's supposed to be much more green.
So there's
Yeah.
not going to be any farming there
but
with cattle.
no methane gas. If that's what you're getting at.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be super connected, super tech oriented. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It's called Songdo City, and it's actually, I believe, there's already a city next to it, and this is kind of an extension that they're experimenting with. So, anyway, kind of cool. Speaking of graphics cards that James and Jaron complained about a few minutes ago,
Hey, what kind of graphics cards am I going to get for my computer?
we'll talk about that later. This is very interesting. Intel and AMD have teamed up.
Nemesis,
Yeah.
like an unholy union.
It's so weird.
It's
I agree. This is kind of interesting.
It's super weird. So Intel has announced that they are teaming up with AMD to use Vega on-die GPUs and put them right next to their Intel CPUs.
This is Intel admitting we don't know crap about GPUs.
That's exactly what it is. Which is also very interesting because they just barely hired, I can't remember the fellow's name, but he ran AMD's GPU section for 2+ years.
This must be a stopgap until they can finally get something okay.
Exactly.
Right.
And he's going to run their GPU division. So anyway, in the meantime, though, you have these latest gen Intel chips powering right next to a AMD
weird.
Vega GPU, meaning it uses the HBM2 high bandwidth memory.
Yep.
Nice.
It now obviously they're not going to be as powerful as a dedicated GPU,
Right.
But they said it looked like you should expect 1050 Ti level
Nice,
performance.
really?
It's pretty
Somewhere
good.
around
For
Is this meant for a laptop?
Yeah, for
mobile.
laptops.
And the chip is if you see the Mobo, it is just weird.
Yeah.
Seeing the two logos
Super weird.
on the board.
But I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see how those pan out. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on that and let you know how that goes. Let's hit on BS. We got a BS here. Fisker is back in the news.
Ho ho! A BS from Fisker, so it's doubly likely to not happen.
This one was sent in by Squinky, and basically Fisker saying, "We have a new battery tech that will revolutionize." They say they're going to have car batteries that will run 500 miles a charge.
What?
And will recharge in 1 minute.
1 minute charging time.
Oh man, that is
Isn't that like a bomb?
so cool. If it were
Are they driving into a nuclear reactor?
I don't even.
solid state batteries,
Yeah, it's a solid state
If
battery.
you open up the hood, is it going to be Tony Stark's arc reactor just right there?
that would be friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
I would buy that.
Okie dokie.
But that's what they're saying, and they're saying that this is going to be able to be scaled down as well to power things like laptops and
Oh, I
whatnot.
wish.
So think about that.
Wow.
You have a laptop that would run you like 3 days on a charge and charge in 1 minute when you need a charge.
Weird.
It's crazy.
My honest belief is I think we will have solid state batteries within the next 4 to 5 years.
Well, that's what Fisker's saying. Basically, they're saying by I think their projected time to market is 2022 or something like that.
Because there's been a lot of smoke lately about it.
Uh-oh.
And you know the old saying.
Where there's smoke, there's a Samsung phone.
Boom! That's knocking it out of the park.
Home run, Tony! Yay.
All right. After
could even
that,
say
I
that.
should just call it. We're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
That's the end of the show.
Leave it on a high note.
That would actually be one of the shorter shows we've ever done. What are we on right now? Like an hour or so?
Hour and 10 minutes. We're about average.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yep, that's pretty much the show.
Oh, see you later.
About average.
Oh,
Why
and
not?
let's,
Why not?
let's turn it off.
No, we got to talk about. Did we talk about Razer's phone?
Not yet.
Okay,
we were
this
so
is
close.
really cool.
Tony
actually.
is excited about this more so than I thought he would be.
Well, I mean, look at the thing. It's
It's gigantic.
it's big, but that doesn't bug me. So they're not going for a bezel-less look. It will be almost no bezel on the sides.
So if
But
you
it'll
remember,
have an iPhone
Yeah.
7, 8 style top and bottom.
if you
bezel.
remember the Nextbit Robin phone, which was made by old HTC designers who left HTC, it was kind of like a aqua teal,
Yeah.
plasticky phone. I thought it was beautiful. Anyway, Razer bought Nextbit, and it's pretty much the same design, only it's black because
And
it's
it's bigger.
Razer, and it's bigger because it's Razer.
Yeah. So what sets this phone apart though is first of all 8 gigabytes of RAM. Woo! Oh, that's a lot. 8 gigabytes
Yeah.
of RAM.
That's as much as a PlayStation 4 Pro.
And the sound.
So it's got dual front-facing speakers that are supposedly the best sounding smartphone speakers anyone's ever heard.
Well, in a
Dolby-
phone that big, yeah.
Dolby Atmos and THX certified.
Which did you know that Razer owns THX?
What?
Razer bought THX a while back.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
They own
So-
THX.
That is
So-
insane.
So, of course they can certify their
So
phone.
yeah, they certify their own stuff. Okay.
That seems like
Another-
a conflict of interest.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Seems like genius.
If you buy the place that's rating your phone,
Yeah. Happens all the time.
Well, THX is a certification.
No.
because it happens
T-
all the time doesn't mean that it's a good thing.
THX didn't do phone certifications; they did sound engineering. So
Oh, I
But
thought
an-
you
but
said
an
that
audio-
they rated the phone.
Well, yeah,
No,
no,
they
but
do.
No,
they also do certifications,
They
like
do.
THX certified
Oh,
speakers.
right.
or
Theater
whatever.
like theaters
Yeah.
have to be THX certified. Like,
Right.
Like by them.
Oh, that's
but,
not what I thought.
But
you
they
meant.
do both, and so of course
It's
they're
not
gonna,
a review.
They're going to put their own tech into
Right.
their own phone and
Yeah,
send
that
it
then,
makes
certified.
and then certify it right.
So anyway, also a 4,000 milliamp battery.
That's large.
Oh, so big
That's
all
what
day
she said.
power, unless you're watching one of our videos with the Dolby
with the Dolby sound.
with the sound.
But the big thing about this phone that is very cool looking and hopefully it pans out and is as good as it sounds, a 120 hertz screen.
Yeah, same as the iPad Pro. And if you've seen that, it is really cool.
Glorious.
Yeah.
So you're talking about high frame rate, refresh rate, big battery, tons of RAM, great speakers.
I think the only downside is it has a Snapdragon 835.
835, and that I wouldn't call that a straight downside. I would call that
They have no other choice.
Yeah.
Is there another one out yet?
Not yet. The 845 is not on the market yet.
Right.
But here's the thing. I'm hoping that Razer is planning on sticking with the same layout on their phone for a little while and doing the same thing they do with their laptops, which is they do an internals refresh. So maybe when the 845 comes out next year, we won't have to wait that long until they upgrade.
That'd be cool.
It would be real. This all speculation on my part.
So you know my dream of a phone that can also double as a video game console, right?
That's what they're going for on this one.
Motorola actually does that with their Moto mods.
Oh, yeah,
You can buy a controller that hooks into the phone.
I've seen that.
If Razer did that and it was widely supported, which it will be, that'd be a real cool
So
product.
Razer did a version of that with a tablet they had out called the Edge, and it was basically it had holders you put on the side that had joypad stuff like thumbsticks and buttons and everything.
They just need Joy-Cons on the left and right,
Yeah.
and bam, you got a console.
So I just think it looks really cool. The only downside I've seen is they did cut out the headphone jack.
Oh yeah.
That was kind of a bummer.
Well, who needs that? I mean, Apple proved nobody likes the headphone
I
jack.
paid my money.
All right.
Move on.
I would pay money to get rid of it.
And I hate to say this seems so cheap, but there's no IR blaster.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Okay.
You should throw that one out as the secondary ref. That joke should be thrown out.
Jeez, foul.
Yeah.
Can we cover the Firefox Quantum update?
Yeah, so Firefox has a new browser,
You didn't
and
let me
it's
finish.
cool.
You didn't let me finish.
Oh.
Quickly.
That's why I was talking
I
fast.
don't think Jaron ever puts time limit stipulations on our GPU or crypto coin talk. So
All right,
Exactly,
all right,
yeah.
fine.
except for shaming me or hitting me or trying to turn me off.
So
I
we'll do
see
that.
I see Owen's running it. Good job, Owen.
yeah, I do.
He has Firefox Quantum.
Yeah,
Version 57.
I switched to it.
It's the new version that's out. They say it's twice as fast in some areas because they completely redone their CSS
Their engine?
stuff. Yeah. It got a visual overhaul, which I'm extremely happy with because I thought it was pretty ugly up until now.
It reminds me a little bit more of Edge now. The Edge, they squared a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
Well,
Which is not a bad
I was
thing.
going to
Yeah.
say, let's be honest. The best thing about Edge is it looks
is
good.
the visual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am totally switching to it from Chrome because I don't want Google to own everything.
I switched to it from Chrome on my media server
Oh,
because I have a browser on there and I run my media server and I check on there and that's how I have it. And Chrome is just a memory.
It
hog.
is.
It just
Firefox is
over
so
time,
much better with memory.
over time. Now Chrome. Did I say Chromecast before? Chrome is a better at security as it sandboxes and hedges all tabs.
Right.
No, I thought
Together.
Firefox switched to that
I think
a couple
they might,
months ago.
Yeah, they might have.
I think they did.
If they did, it makes me more excited because I switched to the Firefox after I heard that.
And I think all nerds out there really should feel this duty to switch to Firefox because Chrome has so much market
Yep.
for internet browser technology
That
to
they-
continue. I think
But if
Chrome
it's-
needs more competition.
And they
it's
just
the
don't
best.
care. Yeah. No, they just don't need to care. I like it.
it's not
just
the
for
best. The memory use is crazy.
And do they have to do anything about it?
No, they don't
They don't.
because they're the top browser.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem
What
with
else
it.
are you gonna do? My favorite meme.
Use Internet Explorer.
I'll tell you my favorite. My favorite meme out there so far is the Rick and Morty one. You know the robot he creates to spread butter.
Yeah,
His-
butter.
Yeah, butter.
Or,
My favorite meme.
Butter robot. Sorry.
Yeah, butter robot. So my favorite
Which
meme
is dead.
is out there is the Rick and Morty one where it's the butter robot with Internet Explorer's icon. It
Yes.
says, "Your purpose is to download Chrome." That's your purpose.
What is my
Look at
purpose?
hand,
What is my
look at
purpose?
hand.
To-
Oh god.
To download Chrome.
Download Chrome. And as an IT administrator, I'll be honest, that's the only thing I use Edge
too.
or Internet Explorer for is just to get Chrome on my
You
machine.
gotta love. I mean, you've obviously seen the prompts, but it's just like, are you sure? You
Yeah.
should really try Edge.
Come on,
Windows-
please.
Windows 10 is like, Edge makes this experience.
Come
it literally does. It
on.
pops up and says, Edge makes this experience so much better. Are you sure you want to switch? And
Well,
you have
to
you
be
have to click
fair,
switch anyway. Yes.
Google does that too with Chrome. Whenever you visit YouTube, Gmail,
Right.
your experience will be better in Chrome. No, it won't. Shut up. Stop talking.
It's
But,
like-
it
it's
feels less intrusive when it's on a program that you're on versus just your OS.
Yeah, like it's just
know?
like the website and the content is actually better. Is better for me. Google runs when you do YouTube. It puts the cast.
I don't
icon in
know. The
there better.
YouTube Red notifications whenever you go to the YouTube
Yeah,
app.
that's true.
So annoying.
Yeah.
It's like Internet Explorer is the older kid at the orphanage that takes
It
the
just took too long to get
parents
adopted.
to
Yeah.
what?
He just took too long to get adopted.
Yeah, and
Nobody wants him.
He takes the parents and leads them back to the nursery. And it's just like, here's the babies.
Here's what you're looking for.
I think that joke went over James's head.
I will also
would have
be over here. I was the one who made the joke.
He did make it. I grabbed it and pulled it forward.
You amplified it.
Yeah.
I would have also way to it.
I'm going to give the point to James. I also would have accepted a dog adoption, like the old dog at the.
So us adoptee kids also get likened to dog adoptions.
Yeah,
That's what it sounded like.
The old ones don't get adopted.
I think that's fair.
By
the way, I'm for sure buying a Traeger. 100%.
You're doing it?
I'm buying the 34
What do you
Elite.
have? What do you have now?
That
Just
reminds
a
me.
double barrel smoker.
Squinky also, who has had 2 Traegers, he emailed me and said, "Hey, tell your guys about the Traeger insulated blanket they can use to smoke with in the winter, or you could just go to Harbor Freight and get a welding blanket that does the same thing."
Yeah, that's what I'm
Wait,
doing.
insulating blanket. What
cool.
is that?
You put it over the Traeger, and it keeps the warmth in and the wind from taking all the warmth out of your smoker.
I desperately
I didn't
need
know
it.
that.
Yeah,
So he said just get a welding blanket. It does the same thing.
Oh,
Same material?
because they're heat
Probably
resistant.
yeah, the heat resistant.
They're
Probably the
designed
same
to,
material.
they're designed to stop frag from melting through and stuff like that.
Yep.
So
oh,
the
that's
high heat
interesting. I
tolerance.
would have just bought whatever Traeger told me, but that's cool to know. I didn't.
I
know
like
that.
Traegers for their ease of use. The pellets, you just feed them in and it just works.
You know what the
but-
funny thing is I found a place that another guy. So it's my. Anywho, I just know him. I don't have to explain the relationship. He found a place that he's been smoking with Traegers for a while. And he found a place that sells the pellets for literally half the cost.
Oh, nice.
So
I just go and chop down people's trees and then,
can you actually throw Can you?
I use actual wood. So a buddy of mine cut down their apple tree. And
Do you have
he's
to
like-
shred the wood?
And he's like, "Do you want it?" And I said, "Yeah." So
You
I
just
took
chip
it,
it.
I dried it out, and I just have to cut it up into chunks, just fist-sized chunks, and I add it into my charcoal basket.
Really? And the
Yeah.
Traeger grill takes it?
Oh, I don't have Traeger.
No.
I
He's,
made.
Oh.
he's got his own that he
I got-
I
made.
thought you were saying you make your own pellets. I was like, I didn't
No,
know you could
that
do
would
that.
be cool, but no. I imagine that looking like a
See,
Play-Doh.
I wish I
thing.
was as efficient as you, but every time I smoke, I have to be no more than 20 feet away, monitor it every
Don't
20
you have
minutes.
you have the wireless heat thermometer and everything?
No,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't go that in depth because I
Yeah.
knew I was just going to get a crock pot smoker.
Yeah, so I have the meat thermometer, and I have a fan. I don't have the fan kit on mine yet because you need more air in. Because I have a UDS standing upright one, and uses charcoal, so I need more oxygen. I don't have that yet, so my temperatures suffer.
Do you want to buy a double barrel?
I do not. My wife would kill me if I had something else in the garage that I.
It's like a big
had to move
Texas one that I'm going to sell for $50.
Yeah.
Which is
Tony, let's have a conversation between you and me instead about the Xbox
We should
One
have
X.
I like talking about smokers.
Yeah,
How
we
about
should have a smoke off.
once
Yeah.
I get my Traeger and
Yeah.
2 months worth of usage.
Yeah,
Dude, you guys would be benefiting from this.
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm
yeah.
listening.
Tony likes smoked
But
meat.
that's the thing is you have such an advantage on me.
No,
I'll take you on. I don't care. I make stupid bets all the time.
yeah, like fantasy football.
And betting whether and betting whether
Where are you at? Where are you at in fantasy
Last
football?
place.
Oh yeah,
I haven't
Yeah.
even opened the app in months.
Let's not forget about the
Shut your face, Tony. It's
The
still
head-
a little raw.
the headphone jack on the iPhone for
Yeah.
iPhone 8.
Yeah.
He lost that bet.
Yeah.
All right, so let us talk briefly on the Xbox One X because that came out last week.
Hey, good idea.
It's
and,
cool. Done. All right. Let's close it up, guys.
Everything we thought it would be. The end.
I have thoughts on
To
it.
shorten it down, yeah, pretty much, Owen. It is.
Yeah,
It's everything I thought it would be.
Everything you would.
It's
thought it
everything I had my expectations reasonably aligned, and I really enjoyed. I'm excited to get some more games for it.
I think the hardware is top notch. It feels so high quality.
It does.
Especially the Project Scorpio edition
Oh,
with
yeah.
the vertical stand.
when I picked
Very
it up
cool.
out of the box, I was like, "This feels substantial,
Solid,
solid."
yeah.
And the crazy thing about it is smaller slightly than an Xbox One S, 4 times as powerful, and it runs quieter and cooler.
No, my benchmark for that is I have a closed cabinet. I could run my Xbox One S no problem in my closed cabinet.
Oh yeah.
With the One X, I have to open
Way
the door.
more heat, right?
Yeah, I
Does
have
it
to, I
tell
have to
you-
open the
does
door.
it tell you?
Well, that's
Does it start to suffer performance, or you just happy because you
the
think
fan noise tells me.
Oh yeah.
that's because you run it in a closed friggin' cupboard. If you're
Yeah, so what I'm saying is it runs hotter, and the fans have to
Oh no,
go.
no, no, okay. So it runs hotter, but it is a much more efficient when it's not stuffed in a cupboard cooling mechanism.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
My thought on it, though, if you don't have a console, go with the game still, because I'm still playing my PS4 Pro just because I don't really have anything to play on the Xbox One X. That'll change eventually once I get more games, but I think Sony has better exclusives.
Are you going to pick up? You're going to tell me the title: Battlefield Unknown, Battlegrounds Unknown,
Player Unknown Battlegrounds.
Are you going to pick that up?
I think I will. Yeah.
Yeah, I pre-ordered that on a physical copy.
I thought you were getting rid of your Xbox.
It changes day to day.
He just told me an hour ago.
Yeah, he already pre-ordered
The funny thing is I want to, but then I remembered that I'm getting that game,
Yeah.
and so I got to hold on to it just to get annoyed at that game. You know, are you guys done talking about what you guys
No, we're not. Because I was going to say my recommendation is if you don't have an Xbox, definitely spring for the Xbox One X. Even if you don't have a 4K HDR TV, because it downsamples to 1080p and it looks fantastic.
If graphics are your thing, yes.
Okay, if graphics are your thing. If graphics are your thing and you have an OG original Xbox One like I did, it's worth the upgrade as well.
That's
in
what
my
I've got.
opinion.
I've got the Xbox One.
If you have an Xbox One S, it's less worth it because the Xbox One S already has the 4K Blu-ray player. It already has the HDR. So that one it's more of a, if you're very passionate about graphics, I'd say it's still worth it.
How close
If you're
does it
very
come?
passionate about graphics, though, you should probably be PC gaming.
That's my next question. How close does it come to the
that's-
unholy?
No, I'm
PC
passionate
gaming.
about graphics, and I want to play my game on a couch. I'm never
Okay,
going to get a PC
There's
game.
that subset as well.
Yeah.
That subset. But now, for the games that I've seen comparisons done on and played myself, it approaches on the well optimized games for it so far. It approaches the ultra settings, but not quite.
Right.
I would say it lands between high and ultra. And then all of the games I've seen, except for Forza 7 and some of the smaller like indie style games, you're looking at usually a either checkerboard rendering up to 4K or a dynamic resolution buffer that changes based on what's going on the screen.
And since it's on a TV, you're going to be sitting far away from it.
That's
so
the thing.
I don't think you'll notice.
It still looks really
Yeah.
good.
It does.
So what hardware do they put in for the GPUs on this?
So the GPU on this is a custom AMD GPU
okay.
that it puts out 6 teraflops, which puts it about even with the 580, I believe.
Sweet.
And
Let's see if I can mine with it.
Everything I've seen and read, the GPUs can push the 4K no problem. It's the CPU that often limits the.
It's true because
the frame rate.
It still has the Jaguar AMD CPU, which was, let's be honest, if you know anything about CPUs, that CPU was kind of poopy at the beginning of the generation.
Yeah.
The Jaguar CPU that's in the PlayStation 4s and the Xbox Ones, all of them, Pro, S, X, whatever, that was actually a mobile CPU that they decided to use for.
Ouch.
Yeah, they just basically overclocked it.
Big step up from PS3 and Xbox 360, but still.
Yeah. So you're still stuck with kind of the crappy CPU, but the GPU now on the One X is leaps and bounds ahead of anything Xbox had before, and it's 40% more powerful even than the PS4 Pro. I've seen comparisons that show games that can only hit 1440p on the PS4 Pro ramp all the way up to 4K on the Xbox One X.
If developers use the PS4 Pro properly, games can still look way good on the PS4
They can
Pro.
definitely, yeah. That was the next thing I was going to say. Optimization is king.
Yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn on PS4 Pro, it
looks great.
it's
I've
amazing
only
looking.
seen good things about that game. Earlier today, I was watching a GIF of where she's running through the snow,
It looks fantastic.
and the snow breaks
Yeah.
away, but then
Yeah.
grass starts to populate through the
Yeah.
snow. Like that is just like it's the small things in games that are awesome.
That game has Aspen in it, and I was like 100 feet away from Aspen looking at a sunset, and the resolution, it looked 4K to me. It's just everything was so sharp, everything looked so great.
So when people say that story games are dead, it's just I point them directly to. Even though I haven't played that game, I've seen enough of that game to be like,
that's a cool game.
that is a sweet game.
Yeah.
That's how you do games.
So
Does it have a multiplayer, by the way?
No.
but it just got a DLC launch next week, right? Or is it this week?
I think I have it.
Okay, so
I pre-ordered
it's
it
this week.
I'll probably never get to it, so why did I pre-order it?
That's a game I still need
You
to get
pre-ordered
around.
it to have it, Jaron.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
Just to
it's
say-
my problem.
Just to say you own it.
stupid fat hobbits.
I just watched that yesterday. Fantastic.
Which one?
Two Towers.
Extended or normal?
Extended, man.
Dude, you got it.
Meh.
You got to do the extended.
You got it.
I'm so excited for the TV show on Amazon. Oh my gosh.
I think it'll probably be bad.
Shut up. You are a
I think
murderer of joy.
I think it'll be good. I hope that it'll be good.
I hope it's good. Don't get me wrong. I'd love it to be good. I just don't have any faith in it.
Is it gonna be PG-13 or is it gonna be like Game of Thrones?
I'll bet they go for a PG-13 because the Tolkien estate actually has a hand in it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the Tolkien universe is.
Yeah, it's
PG-13. There's
so.
no sex ever.
Yeah, but there's like
There's violence.
kidnapping.
There's orcs getting heads cut off and things like that.
Wasn't there like raping in the Silmarillion? The two elves' mom gets like kidnapped and then raped or something like that. And then
Yeah. I don't
But
know.
based on current platforms, like current other shows, like how compelling of a story can you make without it? Like in this day and age. So
well, as long as they make it
without
more compelling.
without the sexual content, like you're just not going to drive the same
I think they
craziness.
can do it.
Well, if they attach that name to it, for
as
sure.
long as they make
Yeah.
it more compelling than that Two Towers freak or the Dark Tower
oh,
freaking
don't
movie.
don't just
Dude, I'm with you.
Don't.
Here, let's recover
let's-
together.
Yeah, we just
I still
did
want to see it, but I've never read the
Oh.
books. Would I enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
even if you
I'd
haven't
be
seen,
curious
even if
to-
you haven't seen the books, it's a strong maybe.
Would it
I'd be-
ruin the books for me? Because
I'd
I
be
don't want it to ruin
curious.
the
No,
books.
if
No.
you
Oh, no,
watched
It's
it,
nothing like the books.
yeah,
Okay,
only it can only amplify the books.
Yeah.
This is what I would assume.
I'm in.
It would basically set a low water mark, and then you'd read the books and be like, "Oh, this is a lot better."
Way
This
better.
is what I assume, like when you go into those like biopic movies and they have like a title on the front of the movie that says "based on a true story." This is what I'm assuming is like based on a true story is actually like. Like the guy looks nothing like John Krasinski.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean?
My favorite part though is that I saw that I was upgrading and adding stuff to my media server, and I saw James watching the movie on there because it shows. current
Oh,
users.
I was like live.
and I was like,
tweeting to you or something.
I was like, just watch, I'm sorry, but
Oh,
you,
yeah.
the how, like, and I
You
was,
guys had
we got on Slack
yeah.
and
he was just like, what the? It was
the
it was-
house just gave up.
Yeah,
It gave up, Owen.
me. House, quit it. Okay, it was like it was awesome. It was some good,
Dude,
It was some good live slacking.
Listen, I haven't had a hard life, and that was
It
one
was
of the low
hard.
points of my life. I've had a lot of crappy things happen to me, but
I
I've
agree.
actually had a pretty good life.
I agree with that statement. It was I watched it and was like, it cannot be as bad as everybody's saying. I love these books. It's gonna be.
It's interesting to see a movie where they nail characters. Like they nailed Roland.
Yep.
Like Idris Elba was perfect.
Idris.
Matthew McConaughey was awesome as the Man in Black.
And then they took their stories and just pooped all over them.
Yep.
Anyway, that's basically the end of it, right
Nice.
there.
All right, let's do one more thing where Jaren has.
You keep saying one more thing.
Yeah, I do.
It's like an Apple keynote.
Yeah,
It is.
Only better.
One more thing. Jaren has compiled a list of holiday gifts that you could consider that are gadget
Oh, I thought the one more thing was Super Mario Odyssey.
No, we can talk about that next time.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Did you
unless
get-
you want to talk about Mario
you get
Odyssey instead of this.
Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, I've played like 7 hours.
What did
of
you
it.
want to talk about?
Just the game.
Oh, it's good.
Review it.
Yeah, it's good.
But you
Hit
know,
me.
we can
I don't
do it
have
next time.
I live vicariously through you for Nintendo, so hit me.
Well,
Why can't you live vicariously through me?
play
Because
the
you're
whole,
not that good at
play
playing
the whole
games.
game and then review it.
Oh, that's going to be another year.
Okay.
7 hours. I'm like
All of
halfway
you.
through. I'm at New Donk City. I feel that's a pretty good gauge of it.
What game are you talking about? What game did you say?
I didn't talk about a game.
What's New Dock City?
New Donk City.
Oh, yeah. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Anyway.
By the way, you gotta love how you're like, I'm finally getting to like New Donk City. For me, I was really excited. Then all of a sudden that thing happens, and it's like,
Oh, then you go to the
Nope.
island.
Yeah.
I got past it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm on the dark side of the moon.
You played a lot more than me.
Oh yeah, I'm kind of done playing it, honestly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What do you give it?
Oh,
Because we're already talking about it, so might as well finish it up.
I gotta lower my standards a little bit, you know. So instead of doing that, like, okay, 5 is, you know, an average game because everybody doesn't agree with it.
It's because it's wrong.
I would say that Mario is almost a perfect game.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you'd give it lower.
No, I thought it was really good. It's got a lot of replayability. It's got simple mechanics. It's got a lot of color. It's really fun.
I'd give it 8.5.
I don't like the controls necessarily. But,
Yeah, my main gripes are I never really feel like I want to play it, but when I do, I have a really, really good time.
that is a good dude. Yeah, you nailed it right
Yeah.
there.
So like, there's no story to bring me in. It's not like, oh, I really want to play this game, but when I start playing it,
Have
hey,
you
this
gotten
is
to
good.
Have you gotten to Peach yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
And-
Get back to me when you get to Peach.
And B, I forgot. Oh yeah, and B, the motion controls. They got to drop those.
Dude,
Mo-
I
most-
haven't done a single thing with motion control. So everything like the making his hat go in the circle.
Yeah.
I haven't done that once
There's
because I don't want to.
most of the time you don't need motion controls, but there's, like you said, there's a few actions that require it.
There's like 1 or 2 moons that you need to,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
And I hate the motion controls. I don't want to shake my whole Switch when I'm playing. You know.
Or the Pro controller.
Oh yeah, or the Pro controller, exactly. Good game though. Check it out.
Yeah, it's good.
All right.
Is there anything else you wanted to
Do
talk
we
about?
want to talk about the gift guide, or you want to do it next time?
It's quick, I think.
I don't know.
Especially
I was
since
hoping you guys would
I-
add to it.
I feel like,
I tried to, but
you know,
then I realized it was on the
let's-
second page of the show notes. I didn't. Scroll
Let's do
down.
that. Let's do that next time.
yeah,
okay.
if you guys add to it, we could have a more
Yeah.
comprehensive thing
yeah,
on it.
yeah. That sounds good. Okay. So far, I'm going to give the Xbox One X a rating of a 9.
Wow.
What's that extra little bit?
Extra-
I'm assuming it's out of 10, not out of 9, right?
it's nope, out of 9. It's out of 10. I'd give it a 9 out of 10. And it doesn't get the 10 probably just because of price. If it had come in at the same price as the PS4 Pro, it'd be a straight.
How
10.
much is it?
$500.
Oh,
I
okay.
completely agree with you. The hardware is fantastic. It's just a tad too expensive. My only gripe is I wish I had more games.
Does it come with an Elite controller?
No.
Is it any kind of upgraded controller?
Nope.
I
Same
feel
controller.
trapped. I feel trapped by it because I have to buy it for the Halo franchise.
Oh, and let me
So-
tell you, they did a number on Halo 5.
Does it look better?
It looks fantastic.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Did they
Yeah,
so-
you're just stuck with a crap story, but it's still good.
Yeah. It's just it's like an 8-hour cinematic
It's
trailer.
a
That's it.
polished piece of poop.
I'm
Yep.
excited to play it. I love playing polished pieces.
I
of
just
poop.
I just ran through Halo 3 the last 3 days. I've had a lot of game time on my hands.
That's another one that they've upgraded for it, and it looks really good.
Really?
Not on the Master Chief Collection.
No,
though.
not on the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah.
Only on the original.
You have to
But
download the original, or is it like the disc?
or you put the disc in.
Okay.
It's just the new. Oh.
They will do Master Chief Collection early 2018 though.
And
Okay.
I need to clarify my lack of games comment because it obviously has a ton of games. I love the backwards compatibility. I just wish
Yeah,
it
I
had a
didn't-
showcase game right now.
Oh, okay. I was going to say it has a ton of games. I don't
Yeah.
really know what you're getting at.
Like a
Right.
showcase exclusive game, like, oh, you got to get this for the One X.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that.
Did they
I wish
not,
it did.
oh, really? They didn't push out a
The closest thing that it has for a showcase game is Forza 7.
Okay.
And if you're not into
Which is
car
a
racing,
game, yeah.
then it's not really for you.
And that really,
I've
that's
tried.
50% of the reason I pre-ordered Battlefront 2 is so I could have a showcase game for it.
Yeah, and I think you will. I think it's going to look fantastic on the Xbox One X.
I just don't like the new enemy that they brought in Halo 4. Whoever the
No
Forerunners-
spoilers, please.
Halo 4?
No spoilers.
I haven't
Halo-
got to it yet.
Halo 4?
Halo 4 is fantastic.
That came
That's
out like
that's a
10
great
years
Still in the
ago.
middle of 3.
Halo 4 came out so long ago.
I'll get there 3
Halo
or 4
4 's
years
great,
from
though.
now.
It starts the Reclaimer series or the Reclaimer story arc.
Yeah.
It's Halo 5 that I cannot.
Dude, Halo
stand.
3 when you start playing as the Arbiter.
Yep.
That's
me and
Halo
my-
2.
It's Halo 2.
Oh,
yeah.
is that really?
But
Yeah.
in Halo,
Oh my
no, Halo
gosh.
3 is where you play as the Arbiter.
No, it's
No,
2.
it's Halo 2.
Oh, really? Well,
I
in
just
Halo
played
3,
Halo 2. Come on.
Halo 3. I just got done playing that tonight. So.
All right, let's close it up so
wait.
I can make
you
my
thought
computer
Arbiter
list
was
with you
in
guys.
3 and you just finished 3?
It is in 3. I just played as you do play as the Arbiter in 3.
No, but you start playing
Yeah.
as the Arbiter in 2.
Yeah.
You have the option. Like, that's part of the story.
Yeah.
I forgot
Same
about that.
Oh, so it continues in a 3.
Yeah, in 3. That 2 and 3 are the best 2 games of
It never
Halo.
made sense to me why they chose somebody like him, because supposedly he's like disgraced from
No, don't
losing the Halo.
Spoil it.
It's in Halo 2.
Oh.
the Arbiter, right?
He's talking
Yeah,
about
the
the
Arbiter.
Arbiter.
It's
Okay,
a, it's,
okay,
a,
yeah.
But
it's a
it's-
civil war.
it's
It's
just-
a civil war. It's a power struggle
Yeah.
in the Covenant.
He became the scapegoat.
Yeah.
That's all.
For
Yeah, but it's
The
just
fall guy.
it's just weird that they then chose him to be like the
Oh, to be the Arbiter after punishing him.
Yeah, I
see what
understand
you're
the
saying.
punish because they're all about
Yeah.
like this
it was
like
to show
Japanese
subservience.
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
you think?
they were trying to show that he
Now you
does
work
what-
for us.
Yeah,
kind of a
because
thing.
they gave him the crappy old armor. If you remember, the
That's
old,
true, they did,
the
yeah.
old crap.
But I thought
Armor.
that the Arbiter just becomes like a symbol, like it's like a top ranking
Yeah.
like assassin esque.
Well, I don't know about ranking because he's still pretty much considered mud by
Well, the
rest
Arbiter,
of
the Arbiters, the Arbiters
mud,
protected
but-
the prophets, and the brutes came in and took over.
Dude, that was
role,
like a
so-
sad day when they started taking their stuff.
Yeah. So
Oh.
anyway,
That was hard.
Anyway, I think 3 is probably my favorite one. ODST probably a close second.
ODST is my favorite single player campaign.
Yeah.
for
ODST?
Halo for sure. I loved that one so much, and I almost never ever do this. I finished playing it, and that same day I started a new playthrough.
Oh, nice.
Have you guys ever played Jedi Knight by any chance?
Yes.
Okay.
One of my favorite games.
You
of
know
all
how
time.
you could choose where you wanted to go, like which mission you want to start? It would show you the benefits to starting said mission, like what you would get at the end of it. Do you remember that?
Are you talking about Jedi Academy?
Sorry,
or-
that's what I meant. Jedi Academy. Jedi
No,
Knight's still good.
I haven't played
Anywho,
Jedi
you got
Academy.
to do that. I always thought that was a missed opportunity with ODST. Is like you had a team and you choose which mission you want to do, where you would drop in, and then you would orbital drop shock into.
Well,
wherever.
that would have been a completely different kind of game.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that would have that
Because this one's they
that doesn't
drop you into
that doesn't reflect how ODST plays at all.
Yeah, it's where they drop you into a city, right? And then you just got to fight your way.
Did you
out
not
of the
play
city.
ODST?
I did play
Yeah,
ODST.
it throws you back into Halo 2.
Dude,
Yeah.
ODST's
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in
Spoiler
a
alert.
you're in a parallel timeline with with Halo 2.
You play as an orbital drop ship trooper.
At one point
you
in
don't
time-
play as Master Chief.
At one point in time, you see Master Chief falling out of the sky.
yeah, you see that
At the end of Halo 2.
Yeah, at the end
Yeah.
of Halo 2.
Ha!
Yeah, you also like you were the team that were like he saved everybody. Like you're on the team that kind of announced that.
I wish you could have
He did that.
actually seen him in the game, though.
Right.
Like seen him in action, like I don't know,
Going crazy,
kill people.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you are in store for though, Jaron, when you play ODST for the first time, a very ugly rendering of Nathan Fillion.
That's so bad.
Oh, no.
It looks so awful.
It's so bad. But his voice,
His face
but
is
his
just-
voice acting was fantastic.
it was
It was
great.
fantastic.
So anyway,
that was a good game.
I think that's it, guys. Owen?
Hey, we hope you care.